to be a Jefferson Dragon tonight?
So usually we start out with the vibe question. The atmosphere is already rocking, but I have to mention that this grass that they're going to play on tonight, it's the softest grass I have ever stepped my feet on. I could fall asleep on it tonight.
Well, it's perfect grass. It's perfect weather. We got a great student section behind us. The cheerleaders are here. Everybody in Jefferson, Georgia tonight is fired up for this chance to come on and take on a #1 North Oconee team. You could not ask for a better atmosphere for high school football here on a Friday night.
And on top of that, it's a top 10 matchup. You've got one school that's coming off a state champion, one that's a state champion runner-up. Also, both undefeated headed into the season. And with these schools being so close, there's a lot of pride on the line tonight.
I mean, obviously you look at the history between these two programs. The two teams in the Northeast Georgia have really taken a step forward. North Oconee defending state champions, but you look at Jefferson, who played in the state championship last year. Obviously not many schools that are Dragons. I mean,
No.
you and I are both Dragons, so what a great environment. Like Brendan said, grass field. First thing I got here, for the first time in a long time, I walked this thing. It's a great atmosphere, great location. Excited to be here tonight.
One thing I'm really interested in tonight is the coaching matchup. On one hand, you've got Travis Nolan, the coach for Jefferson, 28 seasons as a head coach. And then for North Oconee, you've got Tyler Arndt, who has been with them for 8 seasons, but this is still his first head coaching job. And these two teams represent the best of Northeast Georgia. I'm really excited to see what these coaches bring.
And one of the things that Tyler Arndt told us this week is in the 9 years that he's been there at North Oconee, this is the first time that they played on TV during that span.
Wow.
Jefferson's been on TV before. This is obviously North Oconee, at least in a non-state championship game. So both sides have really been excited about the matchup. As you said, it's two heritage programs, but also really excited about the chance to showcase their communities here on television tonight. That's one of the reasons why we're as excited about the game as we are.
We mentioned North Oconee coming off that state championship, the first one in school history, and they return a lot of guys. How do they take some of that momentum with them, and how hard is it to go back-to-back in this era of high school football?
It's definitely got to be hard to back-to-back because, you know, each week you're going to get everybody's best shot. Obviously, the result last year is not Jefferson what they wanted playing North Oconee. This is a very experienced football team. Tyler Arndt understands you don't get many teams like this. He's going to get back-to-back years with it. It's a good opportunity to coach a lot of great players. They're ranked #1 in the state. They're defending state champions for a reason.
I know you've done a lot of prep work this week. When it comes to Jefferson, who are the players that you've got your eyes on?
Well, let's ask for a second. You guys like Max Brown? Yeah! You're talking about the brother of Sammy Brown, also a Clemson commit. He's a junior, a linebacker in college. He'll also play running back for this team here tonight. He's going to be great on both sides of the ball, but he's not the only major college prospect to be aware of when it comes to Jefferson. You've also got Chance Payne. He's a Minnesota commit, an outstanding defensive back. He's put up big numbers already this season, and obviously against a very high-powered North Oconee offense, which is among the state's highest-scoring teams so far through 3 games this year. They've got to have that big performance from Payne in order to be able to stay with this game tonight.
And for Max Brown specifically, I feel like it's easy to make that comparison to his brother. They're both going to Clemson, both played the same position. But when you look at the two and you look at the tape, what makes Max different?
Well, one of the things about Max is he's probably not quite as fast in a straight line speedway as Sammy is, but he makes up for that with incredible tenacity. And as I said before, you're going to see that on both sides of the ball. If Jefferson's going to have a chance to win this game tonight, it's got to also be Max at the running back position, powering that offensive attack for the Dragons. And obviously that's a challenge he's been waiting for all week.
Now we'll shift our attention to North Oconee. Who do you have your eye on?
Obviously, it starts with the AJC Super 11, Kamari Brooks, a Georgia commit. Listen, I know he's an edge linebacker, and everybody understands that. But you look at him on tape, he can catch the ball in the backfield. He hurts you in the run game. He can play tight end. I spent some time over the summer with Blessed Trinity staff. I said, who's the best player y'all faced in the last couple of years? Unanimous. Every one of them said Kamari Brooks from North Oconee. This is why it was a heavily tested Georgia-Alabama battle for him. But he's the headliner, but he's not the only headliner. They got a guy quarterback by the name of Harrison Faulkner, who's committed to Georgia Southern. He is the son of Georgia Tech offense coordinator Buster Faulkner, Harrison Faulkner. This is the first time he's played on TV other than that state championship game. A lot of people are going to be very surprised how good he is tonight. Georgia Southern's got a steal. I know they're trying to hold on to it.
And what's crazy about Kamari Brooks, too, is whenever he goes and plays in college, he's going to play the edge position. But here, you're going to see him running the ball. You're going to see him catching passes. His ability to move, despite being a bigger guy, is so impressive in itself.
Sometimes when you're the best player on the field, you got to use him as much as you can. And I didn't see him play a lot of running back. When the game was on the line last year in the state championship game, they put him in the backfield. He was the best player on the field in Mercedes-Benz last year.
All right, Brandon, as we begin to wrap up, what's one key for each team to win the game tonight?
Well, listen, in the case of North Oconee, they're obviously, the message there is they're as hungry this this year as they were a year ago. State championship has not slowed them down at all because, as Tyler Arndt told us this week, they've gotten a taste of winning, and now they want to keep that going. On the Jefferson side, it's all about feeding on this crowd and using that momentum and using that energy. On a Friday night when you're playing at home, you've got momentum behind you, and Jefferson's going to need to lean on that here tonight.
If there's one thing that Brandon Adams knows how to do, it's get the crowd going. He mentioned the coaches. When we come back from break, we're going to have our guest picker. We'll do our pick'ems for the night, and then after that, we're going to hear from both head coaches with our Kroger coaches interview. So don't go anywhere just yet. We've got more coming up right after the break.
The drive for the GHSA state title is brought to you by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today.
Aha! I knew it! You are stealing my Jersey Mike's gig.
Danny, it's just because Jersey Mike's is an official sponsor of the NFL. I'm not taking your gig.
Now you're taking my look.
This is how I dress.
My glasses. I've been looking for those.
I wear glasses. I have astigmatism.
I'll give you astigmatism.
Ready for you on set, Eli.
I gotta go.
Oh. This ain't over, Manning.
Jersey Mike's, a sub of...
Hey, that's my line. A sub above.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
What happens after you graduate? Will you go to the next level? Will people have your back in the heat of battle? Will you still train like a champion in the pursuit of greatness? You will when you become an IBEW electrical worker. Join our team. Visit IBEW613.org.
As an official sponsor of the NFL, Jersey Mike's wants you, Eli Manning, to be our new spokesperson.
I'm in. I love Jersey Mike's.
Hold on. Jersey Mike's new spokesperson? You're stealing my job.
I don't want to steal anything.
Lies. Eli's.
I just love these subs.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer. He's very prompt.
Jersey Mike's, a sub of...
Hey, that's my line. A sub above.
And welcome back, everyone. It's the Georgia High School Countdown to Kickoff. I'm Kaylee Mansell with Brandon Adams, and it's time to bring on our special guest picker for this week. This one definitely hits a little close to home. It's Tyler Pineda, the men's soccer coach here, as well as the Director of Media Relations. Now, this feels like a new role. I haven't heard about it yet. What do you do in your role as Director of Media Relations?
Yeah, so first, it's a new position with the district, and my overseeing in media relations to oversee athletics, CTAE, AFJRTC, and fine arts for the school district.
Okay, and so I also know that a few years ago you were selected as the United Soccer Coaches for 30 under 30. What did that mean to you, and how does that come about?
Definitely an honor. I was, out of the 30 participants, I was one of 2 high school coaches in the nation, and this is in comparison with professional coaches playing for MLS academies as well as college coaches, so definitely an honor to be a part of that group.
And on top of that, you're also the men's soccer coach here, state runner-up last year. Walk me through a little bit of last season and what to anticipate from this year's team.
Yeah, absolutely. So my first year last year as a head men's soccer coach. The previous year I was an assistant. The first year we were here, we got knocked out in the first round, unfortunately, and then when I took over last year, we ended up making the Final Four. We dropped down to Classification 3A and was very successful with that. Had a lot of talented, experienced senior players that helped us carry along.
Wow, this is my first time having the privilege to come to Jefferson. What can we expect of the atmosphere in tonight's game?
There is no other place in the state of Georgia that you'd rather be than Memorial Stadium, Memorial Drive in Jefferson, Georgia.
Well, I'm excited to get it going, and with that, we will go ahead and get to our picks for the night. We're going to have Brandon go first. I'll follow, and we'll have you go last. Brandon, where are you going tonight?
Okay, so for my pick tonight, since our student section, our cheerleaders are gone, and I've got a little bit more safety to make this pick, because if they're still standing back here, I couldn't make this pick. And since I have an idea of where we may go on this side, I'll go with North Oconee tonight to win this in a close game. Obviously, this Titans team is a very, very tough one, the reigning state champs. So I'll take North Oconee close, especially since these students aren't here to drag me out of here for choosing against the Dragons.
I think that was probably one of the smartest decisions you've made all week long. and I hate to do it with you next to me, I am also going to take North Oconee tonight. You guys know that I am a humongous numbers girl, and you look at their first couple matchups, every game has been won by 40-plus points. And in 3 games, they've only allowed 7 points. So when you look at the numbers, that feels right to me. I think it's going to be a really close game, some grown man football, but tonight I'm going to take North Oconee. For you?
In my best impersonation, not so fast. Let's go back to the history here. All-time record, Jefferson has won 6 over 4 in the series. We have players under the radar. Yes, North Oconee has done a well job scoring 40 points a game. They only gave up 7. The Dragons only give up 6.75 points a game.
Yep.
It's a very defensive battle, very disciplined team. Plus, you're in J-Town. It's a big different environment. It's not going to be easy. My pick, as we know, I'm going to go with the Jefferson Dragons.
How about this? We're going for the prop down here. How about that? Headgear pick. Headgear pick.
How does it smell in there? Just like thumbs up, thumbs down, gladiator style?
Smells like victory.
A tribute to Lee Corso at his retirement show for ESPN College Game Day a couple weeks ago. I would say our pregame show has now arrived with the headgear pick.
We haven't had anybody do it all season. We were hoping that somebody would. And then on top of that, you also bring out the stats, certified ball knower. The only thing that we're going to ask, we don't have any NDAs, but please don't let the student section know that he and I picked North Oconee.
Oh, I won't say a word.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for bringing the energy.
Thank you.
When we come back from break, we're going to do the coaches interview with Travis Nolan and Tyler Arndt. So stay right where you're at. We have more after this.
This is a Peachtree Sports Network weather update, powered by Atlanta News First, sponsored by Coolray.
This is your Peachtree Sports Network weather update. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Valdez. We have a beautiful night ahead. No rain for anybody across all of North, Middle, and South Georgia. And we'll continue to see those cooler evening temperatures. So if you do have Friday night plans, it is going to be incredible. You can get a table outside if you're going out to eat. Temperatures in the low 60s in Gainesville by Saturday morning, 65 in Atlanta, 60 in Macon, mid-60s along the coast from Savannah to Brunswick, and then another gorgeous day tomorrow. In fact, the entire weekend looks really nice. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s depending on where you're located, around 85 in Augusta, 85 in Savannah, 84 in Brunswick, upper 80s in Macon and Atlanta. Humidity will stay low through the weekend, so make those outdoor plans and enjoy.
This is the home of the GOATs, Friday Night Lights, and home of the Ballers. This is home of the Gamers. Peachtree Sports Network is the home of the Hustlers and home of the Speed Junkies. The Peach State plays here. Atlanta's home of live local sports is Peachtree Sports Network.
Okay, going back to 1.
This industry is my life. The Georgia film industry feeds my children, and it feeds my dreams, which are 2 very important things. The film community is a real vital ecosystem. You can make a living in it in an incredible town.
Real jobs, real impact. Support Georgia Films. Visit whygeorgia.com.
And welcome back. It's now time for our coaches interview presented by Kroger. I have with me Travis Nolan and Tyler Art of North Oconee. I want to congratulate you on your 225th win. I believe it was last week. That's an incredible feat. What did that mean to you to have that?
I really wasn't aware of it till after the game, but I'm very honored. It means I'm getting old, and there's a lot of great players and great coaches that were a part of all those wins.
Coach, coming off of a state championship, how have you seen that momentum carry into this season so far?
Yeah, it definitely carries over, but this is a new football team with its own challenges. So we're trying to use that momentum to propel us forward, but also realize what we have right now and what we need to do to be competitive this season.
28 seasons as a head coach. I know you've seen a lot of teams, but in the few games that you've had so far, what stood out about this one?
They're just a great group of young men that work hard together. They like football and they like working hard, and they care about each other. So that's sort of special in today's world. And we don't have a lot of superstars, but we just got a bunch of guys that like to play the game.
Coach, first season here went 1-9. Now you've won 4 straight region titles. What's been the foundation that the success of this program has been built on?
Yeah, hard work, consistency, showing up every day to try and do a job, and not worrying about what everyone else wants to say about you. That's probably what our foundation is and our effort.
Coach, this is my first time being here. Super impressed so far. What can we anticipate from the environment tonight?
Well, hopefully it's a competitive game, and, both sides will be excited to be here, and we'll just see how it goes. I can't make any promises about anything other than it's a great place to watch high school football.
Coach, looking at some of the stats, help teams this year to just 7 points total, which is crazy. What have you seen from this defense so far that's impressed you?
Yeah, they played a lot of snaps together. Those guys have a lot of experience together. But I think that's the one thing that sticks out the most is how well they play with one another, the connectivity that they have together.
Coaches, I'm so excited that we get this matchup tonight. Excited to watch your players. I wish you both the best of luck.
Thanks so much.
All right, guys, we got more coming up right after the break.
The drive for the GHSA state title is brought to you by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today.
As an official sponsor of the NFL, Jersey Mike's wants you, Eli Manning, to be our new spokesperson.
I'm in. I love Jersey Mike's.
Hold on. Jersey Mike's new spokesperson? You're stealing my job.
I don't want to steal anything.
Lies. Eli's.
I just love these subs.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer. He's very prompt.
Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hey, that's my line. A sub above.
You'll still have common days. Get caught in traffic during your commute. Overthink a text message. Get a song stuck in your head. This is not one of those days. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
Vision. Commitment. When those become partnership, powerful things begin to happen. The path becomes clear. The work becomes reality. And your achievement becomes a legacy. You deserve a partner that will take you there. You deserve Sportster.
I knew it. You are stealing my Jersey Mike's gig.
Danny, it's just because Jersey Mike's is an official sponsor of the NFL. I'm not taking your gig.
Now you're taking my look.
This is how I dress.
My glasses. I've been looking for those.
I wear glasses. I have astigmatism.
I'll give you astigmatism.
Ready for you on set, Eli?
I gotta go.
Oh. This ain't over, Manning.
Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hey, that's my line. A sub above.
I'm Matt Higdon with the Teamsters Local 728, and we're fired up to bring you the first quarter of tonight's game. For 75 years, we've been standing strong for Georgia's hardworking men and women. Now we're standing strong with you, the fans. Let's bring the noise and excitement and get ready for a great game of football in Georgia.
And welcome back to the Georgia High School Countdown to Kickoff presented by Jersey Mike's. I'm Kaylee Mansell, and I am so excited that we get this matchup tonight. There's so much more involved than the schools just being close. And looking at their matchup last year, North Oconee limited Jefferson to 137 yards and became the first team to shut out the Dragons since 2011. So you know this game is personal for Jefferson tonight. Even though they hold the all-time record, they're looking to get a recent one. North Oconee has won 2 since. With that, we've got the national anthem, got Brandon Adams and Rusty Mansell waiting upstairs, so we'll get to kick off very soon.
Man, you know how to do this? Man, I don't even know. I was flipping burgers last week.
Violation, unsportsmanlike conduct, impersonating a craftsman.
Skilled trade unions are well-trained career pros, not part-timers. Construction is a rewarding and lucrative career with the advancement potential, but you have to do it the right way with the right training. Learn how you can be a pro. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
What sets us apart? At the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office, we are guided by the mission to serve and protect through dedication, professionalism, active cooperation with the community, and respect for human dignity. Our core values, integrity, service, respect, and progress, are at the heart of everything we do. If you are ready to make a difference, join our law enforcement family. Start your career today with the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office by applying at GoGCSO.com. Your future awaits.
Nobody wants to hear the word roaches because who wants to admit they have roaches?
I actually found some weird roaches. I didn't know what they were. I decided to choose Braid Up. I reached out to them. They check in routinely. They're explaining what they're doing. So there's a lot of clarity in the process as well. I think that just speaks to the level of safety that I feel with the organization.
The facts are, roaches are everywhere in our environment. So what are you doing to keep them out of your home?
Braid up, no need to be afraid of bugs.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by Score Atlanta. Check out our brand new website at scoreatl.com. Georgia high school sports have never looked better. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 613. Electrify your career. Sports Turf. We pursue perfection because it's your legacy. And by Kroger. Enjoy free delivery, 2 times fuel points, streaming benefits, and more with Boost from Kroger.
And welcome back to the Georgia High School Countdown to Kickoff presented by Jersey Mike's. One of the things that we do here on set, we talk about other scores that we're going to be looking at. You can check out the scoreatl.com scoreboard to find any score you want for the state of Georgia tonight. The 3 games that I'll be paying attention to, besides the one that we have here, it's going to be Blessed Trinity and Milton, which is the first one. Blessed Trinity currently undefeated on the year. Milton's only loss of the season has come to Buford. Both teams are ranked within the top 5 of their classifications. Tons of D1 prospects. It's going to tell you a lot about those programs and what they're capable of before they head into region play. Another one to look out for, I know there's a lot of people there tonight. It's going to be Carrollton at Gainesville in their 4th ever matchup. Both schools undefeated on the year. Carrollton won last year 45-16, but Carrollton has taken a step back without their quarterback, Julian Lewis. This should be a more even matchup. This would be a humongous win for Josh Niblett to get him over that hump of competing with the best teams in the state of Georgia. So we'll definitely be watching that one. And the last one is one that we were actually at last year. It was Douglas County and Buford. Last year it was at Douglas County. This year it's at Buford. Both are top-ranked teams in the class of 6A. Last year, Buford got the win 31-14. I think it's really evenly matched. We know that Douglas County has struggled with some health early on in this season, but they were saving it for tonight, I imagine. Lots of D1 prospects on that field. Definitely one to keep your eye on when you check out the Score Atlanta website. And then, of course, here We've got Jefferson and North Oconee. You can tell there's some tension in the air between the fans, between the coaches. This rivalry is something that means a lot to people, even though these schools haven't had the opportunity to face each other that much this century. I think that's part of the reason that it means so much to these groups tonight. These teams are going to be ones that you're going to be seeing in late November when it comes to the playoffs. This will definitely set the tone for whatever team wins tonight. So make sure to keep your eye on these two. With that, we've got Rusty Mansell and Brandon Adams, who are going to be doing our play-by-play and color analyzing tonight. And they're going to tell you all the information that you need to know, and definitely keep the energy up that's already here in this stadium. So with that, we will take a look at the teams running out, and we'll give it to them.
Live from Atlanta News First, this is the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title.
Friday nights mean high school football in Georgia, and tonight our drive for the GHSA state title, presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com, brings us to Memorial Stadium in Jefferson, Georgia, as the Jefferson Dragons at 4-0, ranked number 3 in the 3A classification, get ready to take on the North Oconee Titans. They are ranked number 1, the defending state champs as well, in the 4A classification. Hello, everybody. Brandon Adams, Rusty Mansell. Thanks to everyone watching us tonight on Atlanta News First. I can tell you this, Rusty and I both love high school football. Big atmospheres on a Friday night. And up here in Northeast Georgia, it doesn't get much bigger than this. Of course, North Oconee comes in, state champs. Beautiful weather, by the way. Our Inspired Landscape Solutions weather report, 75 degrees, perfect weather. But North Oconee comes in tonight, obviously the reigning state champs, and a name to know here for the Titans. Now, this is not a one-man show team at all, but for Georgia fans tonight, they get a chance to see one of the dogs of the future in Kamari Brooks, and I know they're thrilled about that.
Yeah, this is one of the national top players in the country. It got down to Georgia and Alabama, huge recruiting battle. Anytime you get down to Georgia and Alabama, there's a lot of attention on this, but Kamari Brooks, again, he can impact the game on so many levels. I loved last year when they needed him the most. They put him at running back. Tonight, if you're a Georgia fan, you're watching to see your future edge player.
Now, speaking of future Georgia stars, we get ready to go out and see our coin toss. North Oconee come out dressed in white. Jefferson going to be in traditional blue jerseys with the red helmets. Our coin toss brought to you by the Georgia Army National Guard. You know, Jefferson's not a large classification school, but when it comes to the recent history of major college prospects, you wouldn't necessarily know that. Obviously, Sammy Brown, linebacker now at Clemson, Malachi Starks, great career at Georgia before that. First-round pick of the Baltimore Ravens. And the next generation of that's the brother of Sammy Brown. It's Max Brown. Much like Sammy on both sides of the ball was a great player. That's Max Brown's story here, too. He's also a Clemson commit, just a junior. But tell our audience a little bit about what they can see from Max Brown tonight.
He's going to play both sides of the ball. I talked to his dad today. A couple of weeks ago, he ran the opening kickoff back like 95 yards. He goes, man, it was great, but it cost him 8 plays on defense. They know they've got to have Max Brown on defense, but he's too valuable not to play offense. And you're going to see number 1 tonight play a lot.
You hear the word there. North Oconee has won the toss. They'll defer that to the second half. That'll give Jefferson a chance to go on offense to begin with. And for a team like Jefferson, a little bit like Buford, who we saw last week, if you like to play guys both sides, you do have to be mindful of the weather. Well, as we showed you in our weather report a little earlier, it is not superhuman tonight. It's not crazy hot. So if there's the chance to, now this is not a region game, so coaches may be a little more cautious even still. But if you have a chance to keep a guy out there for longer on both sides of the ball, that opportunity does exist.
The Jefferson staff talking to them before the game. They thought that was one work in their favor. They got to play a lot of kids both ways tonight. Listen, they know what they're going up against. They know how talented this team is. They feel like they got a good team. They said, Rusty, let's get this thing to the fourth quarter and anything can happen.
See a great look at the student section there. They are packed here tonight. Really, both of these stands.
This is
incredibly full, incredible atmosphere. If you think about this part of North Georgia, the area around the Athens community, which is what I think of this as, Oconee County, Jackson, both border Clark County, the quality of high school football in recent years has really skyrocketed. I attribute that a lot to population growth. You know, both of these school systems are celebrated as among the very best in the state, and obviously the community support they get because of that, it's going to be on full display.
Yeah, it's kind of like that migration. A lot of people from Gwinnett County got on 85, they got on 316, and they've had a lot of movement, a lot of growth. But North Oconee is certainly a school that has exploded. But this Jefferson area, as you know, has really grown. Great facility, great community. The thing I like about both of these schools, Brandon, it's not just a football factory. Every part of the wrestling, the track, the girls tennis, girls basketball, everything. These schools are all in on their student athletes.
And when you see the footprint of Jefferson High School where we are right now, you've got the elementary school, the middle school, all right here together. You know, one of the things that Coach Nolan talked to us about this week is it's a unique community in that it is a city system. These kids grew up as a Jefferson Dragon from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. So there's a level of, I think, meaning around where you go to school that stays with you for the entire time you are in school. So North Oconee will get ready to kick it off. It'll be our first look at Ollie Buckley doing that. Jefferson will have a couple men back deep to receive. The Dragons are 4-0. That's Max Brown, by the way. He'll wear number 1. He'll be easy for you to spot all night long. Joining him back there as return man 2 is Chance Payne. We told you about Payne also in our pregame show. That's the other power 4 commit for this Dragons team. Ollie Buckley, terrific kicker for the Titans. He will send us off. And with that, we are underway on our drive for the GHSA state title, presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Ball goes into the end zone. Max Brown wanted to bring it out, but ultimately his heels touch the end zone. That's a touchback, and that's where Jefferson will get ready to go on offense.
What a crowd. What a crowd. What a crowd, man.
So let's take a look at the starting offense here, brought to you by R.S. Andrews. Colton Grant, one of 2 quarterbacks that's played for Jefferson this year. We think this night's mostly going to belong to Grant, though. Max Brown, the running back, we've told you about him. Darren Pinkert will play both sides. Offensive line, you've got some experience there. At least 4 of the 5 starters played a good bit a year ago. Grant will be in the shotgun on first down. Pieces move around. This Dragons team wants to run it. Just 2 receivers. Hand off to Brown on first down. He's going to be hit right away. Kamari Brooks getting involved.
Max Brown slow to get up. You don't like to see that on the first play of the game. Don't like to see that. Get up, young man.
Take a timeout for an injured offensive player.
We'll take a look at the North Oconee starters on defense. We'll also keep our eye on Max Brown, the star player for Jefferson.
Do not like to see that.
Of course, Kamari Brooks is a name that you know there. This is a North Oconee team that's got experience all over the place. Let's see if we can see what happened to Brown. Trying to cut back, looked like the knee, certainly nothing malicious, but just might have gotten rolled up on the very first play of the game. Boy, that's potentially bad luck for Jefferson and certainly disappointing for all of us, of course, anytime somebody gets hurt. But certainly right here at the beginning of the game for a player that we're looking forward to highlighting. So his status is something we're going to watch closely here tonight. In his place, Eli Prim now comes in at second down, running back. Handoff goes to Prim. He's got some room on the left side. Going to be wrapped up and tackled, though. Great job by Harrison Luke. That's the son of Matt Luke, the now Clemson offensive line coach. In the open field, Harrison Luke makes a nice tackle.
He's also a recent Clemson commit. His dad's here tonight. I know they got a big game against Georgia Tech tomorrow. His dad is here, but you see Harrison Luke get down the alley, fill the hole, make the tackle. Just committed to Clemson about a week ago. Young man that has really seen his stock rise over the last year. Had a great testing in June. Georgia offered, Clemson offered, a few other schools offered, Auburn offered. Ultimately decides to go play with his dad up at Clemson.
So they make it 3rd and about 5 right now. 5 across for North Oconee. Prim still in at running back, lone receiver on the right side. This, though, going to be a quarterback keeper. He's going to be short. Grant chose to keep it himself. Middle part of that Titans defense is unyielding, though.
Yeah, tough going there early on. Just tried to run some things. You got to realize that, you know, when you lose a player like that by Max Brown so far, the impact that you got a lot of game plan built around him. He's out of the game. You got to kind of reshuffle some cards really quick. We'll see if we can get an injury report on him. But right now, Jefferson down really their best player, so they're going to have to regroup. And defensively is where he impacts the most. So we'll see how Jefferson goes. They're going to make a punt here and give the North Oconee offense probably good field position.
Kentucky commit Dallas Dickerson is your punt return man for North Oconee. High punt here by Taylor McCall. Dickerson has to call the fair catch and will do so. But it's going to be good field position for North Oconee going on offense. But for now, the story is the injury to Max Brown and how serious that is. And by the way, as you see North Oconee starters in offense, it's last names that you'll recognize. We talked about Matt Luke's son earlier, Harrison Faulkner. That's the son of Buster Faulkner, the now Georgia Tech offensive coordinator. He is the veteran starting quarterback for this Titans offense. And, of course, he's got veteran pieces all around him. Dickerson, we told you about the wide receiver committed to Kentucky. We'll see Kamari Brooks, some at the tight end position. 4 of 5 starters from last year also back in the offensive line. Faulkner will throw. Quick strike, incomplete. Down to the 35-yard line into Dragon territory. That's the first catch of the game for Dallas Dickerson on the game's first play from scrimmage.
Easy toss, hits his receiver right in stride. You see the arm strength of Faulkner. RPO, just a little slant route. Steps in between 2 Jefferson defenders, and Faulkner puts it right on the money for a big gain to open a drive.
Faulkner, as the coach's son, you'd expect. One of the things they'll tell you is how much he loves football. It looks like the handoff kind of got messed up. Faulkner had to keep that himself. He tried to give it, I believe, to J.T. Doster, but ultimately had to keep it himself and ended up getting a pretty good gain out of that. We'll see the Jefferson starters on defense. The linebacker, Max Brown's the guy whose status we're not sure of right now. But you keep your eye on number 6 in the back end here. Chance Payne, that's a Minnesota commit in the secondary. He's had big numbers thus far this year. 2 tackles for loss, a sack, also already 3 interceptions on the young season. Of course, these starting lineups brought to you by R.S. Andrews.
Empty set. Got to watch Harrison Faulkner run the ball, too, now if you empty the box.
Trips on the right, and they send a 4th receiver there, too. Faulkner throws left, though. It's a fight for the football. Kamari Brooks is going to catch it for a touchdown. It's a 0 FG energy drink touchdown to the Georgia commit, Kamari Brooks.
They spread Kamari Brooks out. They go trips, empty motion. It leaves the backside one-on-one, and Harrison Faulkner throws it up and lets Kamari Brooks do the rest.
He had an 80-yard touchdown last week. This slightly more conventional, but winning that one-on-one battle. He's just so big to guard.
Just so big, man. The defender was actually there, just a big body receiver. I say it a lot of times during the week. Sometimes you got to let guys out-athlete others. And that's exactly what happened there.
Braden Autry, Ollie Buckley puts the PAT through. And that's brought to you by Tim Eccles and
Media timeout.
That's brought to you by Tim Eccles and Fitz Johnson, our public service commissioners on ballots in November. Quick start for North Oconee. Jefferson's got a big crowd behind it. It looks to respond when we return.
This is a Peachtree Sports Network weather update, powered by Atlanta News First, sponsored by Cool Ray.
This is your Peachtree Sports Network weather update. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Valdez. We have a beautiful night ahead. No rain for anybody across all of North, Middle, and South Georgia. And we'll continue to see those cooler evening temperatures. So if you do have Friday night plans, it is going to be incredible. You can get a table outside if you're going out to eat. Temperatures in the low 60s in Gainesville by Saturday morning, 65 in Atlanta, 60 in Macon, mid-60s along the coast from Savannah to Brunswick, and then another gorgeous day tomorrow. In fact, the entire weekend looks really nice. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s depending on where you're located, around 85 in Augusta, 85 in Savannah, 84 in Brunswick, upper 80s in Macon and Atlanta. Humidity will stay low through the weekend, so make those outdoor plans and enjoy.
Looks like football is back. And Good Morning Football Overtime says, bring it on! You tell them, KB! Introducing the new faces, returning legends, exclusive access with every team on and off the field. So yeah, it's time to unleash your fandom.
Roar indeed!
Because football is back.
Weekdays at 10 on Peachtree Sports Network.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Quick strike from North Oconee marching down the field. Georgia commit Kamari Brooks, known as an edge rushing outside linebacker, catches the touchdown pass at tight end. Story for now, also the uncertain status of Jefferson star running back linebacker Max Brown, Jr., committed to Clemson. Left the game after the first play from scrimmage with an injury. This kickoff brought to you by Legacy Structures. You get a great camera shot of Brown there, still in the injury tent. Obviously, we're hopeful for his healthy return tonight. Deep kickoff, long to the back of the end zone. That's a touchback. And now Jefferson, a run-oriented offense, will come out here and try to figure out how to get something going without the guy that you would assume was going to get the lion's share of the carries, hit or not.
Yeah, you're going to have to maybe get some play action passes out in space, maybe get your quarterback out.
We'll also go back and see the touchdown from Kamari Brooks a moment ago. Harrison Faulkner. By the way, Faulkner and Brooks are very good friends.
Yes.
So they connect right there. North Oconee crowds guys in the box. They want to come up and stop the run here. Colton Grant, senior quarterback, surveys the situation. Takes the snap, handoff, going to try left side, hit right away. First contact that time went to, I believe, Dickerson may have gotten in there first. I think Nicholas Pollock, a last name you'll also recognize, in on that one too.
Yeah, North Oconee's getting downhill really quickly. See Max Johnson there with his mom taking off his tape. I just hate to see that right now, but he's standing up. Obviously a trainer there, but hate to see that. But maybe it's okay and take him in the locker room, see if we can get him back out. But long term, great player, means a ton to them.
Pressure came. Grant had to get rid of it quickly. Probably hurried his delivery just a bit. Logan Edmonds was the intended receiver, but that was incomplete. And as Rusty said, seeing the tape come off, great camera shot of it, by the way, never a good sign. Important to keep in mind here, while we want to see him tonight, this is a Jefferson team that has a lot more to play for this season.
They got a chance to win the state championship in their division. There's no question about it.
Selfishly, we can't help but want to see a good player play.
Oh, yeah, man.
North Oconee sitting pressure again. Grant's going to roll. Got a man. That's a pass complete. And that's going to be first down yardage. Nice connection there. Goes to Dalton Dye, and a flag's going to come in for a late hit, I believe.
Yep.
They got Dye late.
Yeah, I love this play, man. Get our quarterback out in space. Roll him to the right, just a little out route. Almost a clip there, but still a late hit.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Defense, 15 yards will be out at the end of the run. First down.
You see Jimmy Hughes, our referee. This, of course, brought to you by the Army ROTC. Jared Wilson, Tim Burke, Stephen Duffy, Kennedy Tate, the rest of the officiating crew. This is a very inexperienced, at least compared to returning. We'll see the hit again.
Yeah, right there. Got to let up there. And that's big momentum there. You get a first down, then you tack on 15. You got a ball on the North Oconee side of the field.
Finish the point I was making. This is a very inexperienced Jefferson offense. Dalton Dye, the guy that caught that pass, the only player returning from last season that caught a touchdown pass last season. Bunch formation, ball came free. Good job to pick it up off the turf was Colton Grant. And he at least got something out of it. But more importantly, he prevented that from being what looked like almost a surefire turnover.
Yeah, he gained a yard. I mean, anything you could get out of that other than a turnover was a plus. Just a botch snap there. Talked about inexperience. It's crazy the stats you said. Other than a state championship game, this is the first time North Oconee's played on TV.
In the Tyler Arndt era, for sure.
Yeah.
Jefferson's got an H-back on the left side. Now they're going to overload that formation over there. Handoff goes that way, trying to follow blocks and get something. But once again, tough sledding up front as Maddox Bryce and Christian Barnett are in on that stop. Boy, paint that Barnett's been trading. He has a map of the world on his helmet.
I'll tell you what, that is a physical football game right up front right now. Both teams kind of know we're coming downhill at you. See David Pollock there.
His son wears number 3, Nicholas Pollock. We called his name earlier. Jefferson likes this pace right now. This is the pace they want to play.
Showing blitz.
Yeah, they show almost a run blitz. Oh, it's going to be deflected. Pollock. Speaking of Nicholas Pollock, right on cue, got a paw in the air and knocked that one out of the sky. You can see the facial resemblance.
He looks at his eyes.
No paternity test required for that one, I don't believe.
Sir. Bet there's not an oatmeal pie within 1,000,000 miles of that house either.
Listen, David will tell you stories from when they were kids. He used to give them protein bars as treats. You pick up your room, I'll give you a protein bar.
Man, I believe it.
He has told that story plenty of times. Taylor McCall, punt away, another fair catch called for.
One thing I noticed in pregame, this punter, he can absolutely hammer it.
Yeah.
It is high. He turns the ball over. Man.
Yeah, both these kickers tonight function as double duty kicker and punter. Should both be pretty good. Let's take a look at our North Oconee resume brought to you by Smart Local 85. As Kaylee Manziel told you, long streak of region championships for Tyler Arndt at North Oconee. Broke through last year, won the state championship, and really a tough run through the state playoffs to do so, including a championship win against Marist. And listen, that's one of the best Marist teams, maybe, period. Certainly in recent memory, and to beat them in the state championship game is quite a feat for North Oconee.
Yeah, had a 3-year starter at quarterback. They're having trouble replacing that young man right now, but I think North Oconee at the end of the year was definitely the best team in this classification. Had a really close win against Cartersville in the semis.
JT Doster had the handoff there.
Blessed Trinity up on Milton, the team we'll have next week versus Hebron Christian.
Yeah, Rusty giving you some information there from the Breda Sports. The Breda Pest Management sports ticker. We'll give you our scores throughout the night. Calhoun on top of Cambridge. A couple of Georgia receiver commits doing battle in that game. Jefferson playing without its star linebacker Max Brown right now. Harrison Faulkner going to hand off again, trying to find room up the middle. He's JT Doster. That's going to bring up 3rd down. He got maybe, 1 or 2 that time?
You know, we both were kind of surprised at the size of Jefferson for a smaller classification up front. They've got some bigger guys there. See the size of the 50-35 there, 52 at nose guard. I mean, those are D linemen there now.
Yeah.
Those are space eaters.
And that's exactly what Coach Nolan says. He goes, there are pluggers. They occupy blockers. Linebackers, the strength of this defense. They want to get those guys free to make a play. And that's what their big guys up front will do.
North Oconee called
Whistle
timeout.
blows. Is that a timeout by North Oconee? Yeah, it is.
Timeout. North Oconee. This is their first charge timeout of the half.
So on 3rd down, wanting to think about this, and obviously this has been a very explosive North Oconee offense this season, certainly wanting to put a drive together. While they talk it over, I'll also tell you, speaking of Breda Pest Management, how about Breda Pest Management knowing your house inside and out? They've got a customized treatment plan for you that's going to stop bugs and critters. Breda does it right, protecting the inside and the outside of your home. Because after all, it's the bugs inside your house that you want gone. Breda. They handle bugs and critters. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, 7-0 is our score. North Oconee on top of Jefferson. North Oconee ranked number 1 in 4A, defending state champs. Jefferson Heritage Program ranked number 3 in 3A. Jefferson's 4-0 on the season. North Oconee is 3-0. Can you believe we've already had 4 weeks of regular season? It's crazy. This is week 5 for some teams.
It feels great tonight, too, man.
It does.
Perfect
It feels
football
great.
weather.
All right, so pretty big play for Jefferson here defensively. They'd love to get off the field. They did find something offensively on their last possession. Harrison Faulkner wants to do something about that here. They're going to step up and throw. That's going to be a pass caught. Easy pitch and catch across the 35-yard line. Ball delivered there to Charlie Hawkins, two-way player for North Oconee, comes up big as a receiver.
I love Faulkner kept his eyes down the field. He felt the pressure at his feet, and just a little flick of the wrist, man, converts. And here's the thing I talk about Harrison Faulkner all the time. Way under the radar. I love the fit at Georgia Southern. This is a college coach's son. He loves football. He's got that it factor. This is a guy 3 or 4 years down the line. Everybody in the country might know this name.
Handoff going to Doster again. And speaking of coaches, on the previous play, the completion that goes to Charlie Hawkins, his dad's also a coach in this North Oconee staff. So you can give you an idea of the level of football IQ on this North Oconee team. It seems like about half the team has a father working in football somewhere.
Yeah. It's a great school, man. Great community. We're talking about both of these. When you start talking about Bogart, Georgia, and the success and the booming of that area in the state of Georgia, right outside of Athens.
Don't say it too loud. They don't want anybody else to move there.
They're not going to sell much more property. I can promise you that. They put the brakes on that place.
They paid us to tell you it's closed. They're not accepting any more move-ins. I'm kidding, of course. Big extra yards there on second effort. Still going. How about that? Still going for a ride. They're going to say forward progress to stop way back, but almost a rugby scrum for a moment.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Let's see. Look at the collisions in there. I think he's down there, but his offensive lineman just yanking him. Just keep pulling him.
You got 3 starters who are seniors on this offensive line. One of a trio of 29 in total. Third down again. Bunch formation from North Oconee. Going to hand off once again to Doster. Doster found a hole and gets the first down.
And they go wing T right there. I didn't realize they'd get in that set. Just hands it off to the wing back. Old school offense there. Shows they're in their bag tonight.
The thing about Doster is not that he's not fast. He just likes to run through contact. You know, he wants to absorb the hits, be hard to tackle.
If you're watching at home, watch the collisions of the offense and defensive linemen right here. Both of these teams are getting after it.
Very physical game here thus far.
Look at that.
This time Faulkner's going to keep it. Faulkner spins, took a big hit. Flag comes in too. Big hit leveled by Matt Gaddis, starting safety on Harrison Faulkner. We'll see the flag. Let's also see our Gordo's Cheese Dip fan section of the game. Jam-packed tonight with the student section for Jefferson.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. First down.
So the Jefferson students not exactly dressed in their customary school colors. I believe it's a disco theme tonight, maybe?
I mean, hey, and they were here early. Good tackle.
Yeah, Gaddis did a nice job on that. The hold appeared to be in the backfield. So back them up now, make it 1st and 20. North Oconee got its first points on its opening possession very quickly. Fourth play from scrimmage, connecting with Kamari Brooks, the tight end. Brooks is back in. Faulkner will run again, make a man miss, and now he's going to use his legs. Got some of that penalty yards back, but it's going to still make it second more than 10 here very long.
Yeah, he'll run the football now. He wanted to go to Kamari Brooks right there on the little out route. Jefferson did a good job covering him, but credit Faulkner, just gets what he can get there, tries to get some yards back, gets it back to about 2nd and 14 now.
You talk to people around North Oconee, they'll tell you he's underrated as an athlete. You know, can use his legs. By the way, between Max Brown's brother Sammy, Matt Luke for Clemson, Buster Faulkner from Georgia Tech, is this about as many folks from one game we've had probably paying attention to us?
I would doubt, no question.
Both sides of the game between Tech and Clemson tomorrow very interested, I would imagine, in our proceedings here.
And you get the Georgia fans tuning in to see Kamari Brooks.
That's exactly right. Another completion for Dickerson, but Jefferson right there on the stop. And that's going to make it 3rd and about 11. Coming up now, Jefferson trying to get off this field.
Been impressed with Jefferson up front. See if they can get home here on 3rd and 11. He's going to have to take a second or two to let these routes. Got him at the top.
Faulkner looking, dancing around, trying to ask somebody to get open. Still looking. Now going to throw. Middle of the field. Pass is caught, and it's for a first down. How about that from the senior quarterback? Connecting once again with Charlie Hawkins. He didn't have anybody, but he waited, and he eventually found Hawkins.
Yeah, to stand there that long and not panic. Watch him keep his eyes down the field the entire time. You got to kind of feel it, and delivers a strike right there in between two defenders. It's a great throw by a senior quarterback. Did not panic, felt the pressure coming on, kept moving, kept directing. And a good job by his wide receivers to keep moving. When you're covered, don't give up, keep moving. And they converted on a 3rd and 11.
Big hit by Wyatt Glidewell in the backfield on first down. That's going to lose yardage. 7 seconds that play stays alive before connecting with Hawkins. Incredible patience by Faulkner. Second catch of the game by Charlie Hawkins.
And you start talking about both teams and how they want to run the football. This is probably going to be the last play of the first quarter.
Yeah, it is gone by. Score benefits North Oconee. I don't think Jefferson hates the pace right now. Connecting with Brooks once again. Brooks stays on his feet, gets inbounds, and he's going to cross the 25, get down to the 24-yard line. And that's going to give another first down to North Oconee. Pickup of 16 on the play for Brooks. And the Titans are in business, marching towards a potential score. We'll show you more after a quick timeout.
We're here for the walk-offs.
And that'll do it. Start the buses.
The shutouts.
Struck him out. 10 strikeouts for Strider.
The RBI singles. Double plays. Triple threats.
3-run home run.
The moments that make you nervous. And the ones that keep you coming back for more.
As clutch as it gets.
No matter what your favorite Braves moment is, it happens here. Peachtree Sports Network. The Braves play here.
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing we do to keep us focused.
What do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and help your mental health.
Because being the best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
You have to see it. You have to hear it. You have to experience next-gen TV to believe it. With unmatched 4K clarity, breathtaking color, and movie theater quality sound. And now, watch and play free games with Game Loop. It's all free, over the air, now. Make your next TV a next-gen TV. Visit AtlantaNewsFirst.com/nextgen to learn more.
On behalf of the Georgia State Building Trades, we're excited to bring you the second quarter. Just like building a great football team, the State Building Trades build strong careers, even stronger communities. From apprenticeships to expert craftsmen, the Georgia State Building Trades keeps Georgia moving forward.
Thank you so much, Kenny. You see our score, second quarter about to begin. North Oconee on top of Jefferson. Travis Nolan coaching hard right now, and you see Tyler Arndt there on the other side. Two terrific coaches, great architects of their program. North Oconee in business with a fresh set of downs. It's going to be a handoff, another big hit. It's positive yardage, but still a really nice tackle that time by Jacob Berardinelli.
Number 8, Maddox Bryce on the carry. Brought down by number 21,
And Jefferson, great run of the football, man. Great tackle. You're also getting to the point of the year, Brandon, where they've been going through enough weeks of tackling.
Yes.
Going against other teams, we're starting to see better tackling by everybody.
Yeah, this has been a cleanly played game so far. Maddox Bryce in at tailback. Kamari Brooks becomes like an H. Faulkner's going to throw, and it's going to be complete. Inside the 10-yard line. Charlie Hawkins gets his third catch. He's been a favored target for Faulkner tonight. Every single throw Faulkner has made has been on the money.
And that's a hard throw, rolling to your left and flipping the ball right without flipping your hips right there. Shows the strength in his arm because he had some stuff on there. You're right, Brandon. He not only threw that, he threw that away from the defender.
In the red zone, presented by Iron Workers Local 387. Jefferson has had some answers defensively.
It's been a long drive,
but
man.
North Oconee just has a lot of options. Faulkner, pop pass, complete for a touchdown. Charlie Hawkins gets his fourth catch of the night. This one for a Zero FG energy drink touchdown.
Great ball there. I tell you what, they like that matchup. They like 24 on this defender from Jefferson because they're going after it right now a couple of times already. Nice ball there, just an RPO slant in behind it. Very staple play in this offense. Long drive. Big key play was a 3rd and 11 conversion. Harrison Faulkner scrambling for 7 seconds and couldn't get him down.
PAT brought to you by Tim Eccles and Fitz Johnson, Public Service Commissioners, on ballots in November. Now 14-0. The Ollie Buckley PAT was good. We'll take a look at the North Oconee schedule. Obviously dominant in the rivalry win over Oconee County. Taking down Dalton and Clark Central after that. Moving into region play. But when you look past that, by the way, the schedule brought to you by the Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association. You talk to Tyler Arndt, one of the things he'll tell you is, you look at the 4A classification, and
no question
everybody touts for their class. I understand that.
Yeah.
But he says there are as many true state championship contenders in 4A as in any classification in Georgia.
I can tell you right now, nobody wants to jump in 4A this year. You start talking about Cartersville, you start talking about Blessed Trinity, you talk about defending North Oconee, Creekside. Hey, Kell is a team that we think can get hot. Sequoia is a team very underrated right now.
Undefeated Ware County.
Ware County. I mean, there's so many good teams in 4A. When you start talking about matchups and potential playoff games.
Kickoff presented by Legacy Structures. Now, I'll tell you somebody else you can't forget about. You and I and people who watch high school football know this. You can't judge the records early in the season. A team like Benedictine has played.
Yes.
Colquitt County and Buford.
Yes.
But they're about to get into their own classification.
Correct.
And that's a state championship pedigree team in 4A as well. Our scoring summary brought to you by Breda Pest Management. Almost, boy, so close. Bertinelli got a hand in the air, had a chance at a deflection, but obviously goes for a touchdown to Hawkins.
Like what Harrison there delivers the ball to his receiver. Ball out in front, can reach for it. See Coach Arndt talking to Harrison Faulkner. Obviously, you got a coach on the field. You got somebody like Harrison Faulkner. He's seen it all. He's been there through it. Just invaluable to have a senior quarterback with this many snaps and that type of football IQ.
Jefferson back on offense. Quarterback keeper. Nice game there by Colton Grant. Grant's going to get enough for a first down on the first down run.
Yeah, just gets in behind his blockers. Just keeps going. Runs through the arm tackle there and keeps going. Almost thought he was still there, but he was laying on the ground a little bit enough to blow the play down. But good opening play there. Jefferson needs a drive here to get some points.
Fakes the handoff now. Looking to throw, may have to run again. He will. It'll be wrapped up quickly, though. Maddox Bryce, linebacker, wrapped him up, did not let go. And before you know it, a swarm of Titans run the scene.
Yeah, he bootlegs, but you're going to see 17s out here blocking. I don't know if there was some miscommunication. He comes out, I think, anticipating 17 is going to be out in the flat. 17 was blocking. So at that point, he tried to turn it up, and he was just too late.
Give him a yard for that, nonetheless. Make it 2nd and 9.
Gotta watch Brooks up top.
Handoff, and boy, he got taken at lift in the air. The handoff goes to Eli Prim, but it's hard to find anything in the middle of that defense right now.
Yeah, right now. Here.
Although he did get something.
They're coming. Look at the linebacker. Linebackers are flying up. I mean, they're flying up the field. I was watching the safeties right there, Brandon. Both safeties are just flying up the field. They're going to have to find something earlier in series. They're going to have to challenge them down the field a little bit. Because right now, North Oconee is pinning their ears back, and they are coming after the run game.
So third down here. Tyler Arndt says, listen, we're not the biggest defense you're going to put on TV this year. As you see, Brooks standing up, wants to come after it. Deflected that football, I believe. I think Kamari Brooks got that deflection. Arndt saying, we're not the biggest defense you'll put on TV, but we're going to make up for it by wreaking havoc, by moving guys around, being fast. Does Brooks get this one? Yes, sir, he does.
And you look at Kamari Brooks, he's probably about 6'3", but what's crazy is he has an 82.5 wing, and you see that right there. Length, man, that's why he was so coveted on the next level. Sequoia up on Sprayberry. Big region battle there, 21-13. Milton scores again. Boy, that's a neighborhood battle now, Blessed Trinity and Milton.
It sure is. Punt is going to be blocked. Big play on special teams. Landon Williams comes in, gets the punt block, and everything's going the way of the Titans right now.
Yeah, he just comes unblocked, just all out. They came after it. If I'm North Oconee, all the momentum in the world. I got a senior quarterback. I got two wide receivers. Basically, they're Power 4 commits. I'm going to take a shot to the end zone.
Jefferson, as we've told you, if you're just joining us, is playing on the very first play of scrimmage. Star two-way player, linebacker, running back Max Brown goes down with an injury. They've been shorthanded since then. North Oconee has slowly built a lead. And as Rusty said, maybe now sensing the moment to really go for something big here and open up a big lead in the first half. Faulkner wants to throw, directing traffic, and it's going to be caught. Who else but Charlie Hawkins? How about his 5th catch of the game?
It's a good job. I don't know, does he cross the line, you think?
Well, I wonder if Hawkins, did he come back from being out of bounds? This is the far side from where we are right now, so not easy to see that. I wondered if he may have come out from out of bounds.
Illegal forward pass. Offense. 5-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. That foul carries a loss of down. Second down.
And as Rusty normally is, right on that, Faulkner gets a little too far past the line.
Yeah, right there. It's past it. Yep.
Second down. 15 yards to go.
You know, people, I think a lot of our audience are aware of this. North Oconee is essentially an Athens area school, so a lot of folks who have some connection to the University of Georgia have students who go there, including when Harrison first went to North Oconee. His father, Buster, was an analyst at UGA. But when Buster took the job at Georgia Tech as offensive coordinator, it was not obvious that Faulkner would stay at North Oconee. As you see, a running play, finds the block, and heading to the end zone. That's a touchdown for Braxton Goolsby. Zero FG energy drink. Goolsby gets around the outside and takes it on the left side for 24 yards for a score.
Great job blocking down the edge by number 10 for North Oconee.
That's your starting tailback.
Man, you got to love that.
JT Dawson.
JT Dawson blocking out there. They're going to love that on tape. Change of pace back, gets them in motion. It's all Titans right now.
Ollie Buckley going to come on and try the PAT. And it's good.
Immediate
Of course,
timeout.
brought to you by Tim Eccles, Fitz Johnson, our public service commissioners. Titans on top, 21-0. Everything going their way here at the moment. We'll be right back on Atlanta News First.
Dang, where you get this car?
You need to join the union.
The union?
Absolutely. Yes, you can get 10 of these.
Union construction workers earn the highest wages with the best benefits and the most protection in the construction industry. Find your career in construction. Go to GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com and start your future today.
Struggling with food insecurity can feel lonely, yet every community across America is affected by hunger, which is why our Kroger associates work together to rescue nutritious food that would otherwise go to waste in an effort to donate 3 billion meals by 2025. Because we believe everyone should have access to fresh, delicious food. Join the Kroger Zero Hunger, Zero Waste Foundation to defeat hunger and eliminate food waste.
World-class training isn't just for leaders well on their way. It's for the ones just getting their footing. Seasoned pros learn through real-world experience. But so do young cadets. No other career path gives you leadership instruction that's so tested, so successful, so early. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
The Mechanical Trades Institute is an opportunity towards personal financial freedom through hands-on and rewarding work. Our school is completely free and gives apprentices the knowledge and skills required to gain access to a lifelong career path. Apprentices learn pipe fitting, plumbing, mechanical service, and welding. They earn money as they learn and graduate with no student debt. Start a career with the Mechanical Trades Institute and change your financial future.
All right, welcome back, everybody. You see our score. North Oconee, the number one team in 4A, on top of Jefferson. 21-0 right now. If you're Jefferson, got to try to find a way to upend this momentum. A block punt led to a rushing score. Our kickoff presented by Legacy Structures. That's a returnable kick, and there is room for the return. Got a nice block getting up across the 30-yard line. Nice return that time by Carter Perrin. Best starting field position tonight for Jefferson. As you see, our scoring summary brought to you by Breda Pest Management. As Braxton Goolsby finds the end zone.
Yeah, I want to see him try to maybe throw some balls here a little bit earlier on first down. Get the quarterback out, maybe run pass option, because right now running right at North Oconee is not getting a lot of chain movement.
Colton Grant, the quarterback, a rarity these days. Been at Jefferson for all 4 of his high school years. He is going to throw here. Battle for the football. And it's incomplete. They gave a flag. Yeah, so there's a flag. I'm curious to see who this goes on. Dalton Dye is the intended target.
It's one of those balls, Brandon, it was kind of underthrown.
Which in the NFL sometimes is exactly what the receiver wants.
Yes.
Pass interference, defense.
Okay.
15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
If we can, I'd like to see this again.
A 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Boy, hard to...
Unless he got him before, but he's on his back. Let's see right here.
Let's see if we can see it again.
Like right here. Okay. Does it cut him off right there? Yeah, he's got it.
Okay,
yeah,
that's a great call.
Yes,
It's a great call.
Yeah, cut him off.
Great call.
Cannot block the receiver for his opportunity to go get the football.
We will tell you, we are sitting amongst the North Oconee fans tonight. They didn't like the call because they're like me. They're only seeing the back end of that. Mm-hmm. But Hawkins, who had the coverage, was tangled up with him prior to that.
It's almost like he was blocking him out for a rebound just for a second.
That's exactly right.
He cut him off, wrapped his arms around him.
If it would have happened close to the line of scrimmage, they might would have called that a hold, right?
Yep.
Of course, Hawkins, this is an experienced North Oconee team. Not so much in the secondary, though. Hawkins, one of the experienced guys coming back, did lead this team in interceptions last season. flag, I believe, is going to come in again. It's a tight formation for Jefferson. They are playing shoe-to-shoe right now.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
My alma mater, Johnson, has lost to West Hall tonight, 40-10.
We'll have to talk about that at halftime. I'm going to need a breakdown on what happened and what we can do to work on some things next week.
Listen, I'm just happy to see they scored 10 points. That was not always the case last season.
Colquitt County all over Lee now, 29-0 in the second quarter. Team we saw a couple of weeks ago. Kale made the trip all the way down to Valdosta to play Lowndes.
How about that?
In the concrete jungle.
Adam Carter doing a great job down there at Lowndes. Bobby May wants to get that playoff experience type trip. It's going to be a quick pass complete. But I'm telling you, you're flying to the football. That was Harrison Luke. Okay, so Brooks going to deflect it again, and Harrison Luke comes over and makes the tackle. So that's at least 2 deflections tonight for Kamari Brooks. And as Rusty said, his wingspan is immense.
Yeah, when you can tie your shoes standing up, you got some wingspan on you. That is so coveted in football on the next level. Look at his arm. Look at his forearm from his elbow to his hands. Yes, I'm a football nerd. You can tell the length there. Be able to get a bigger defender off of you.
Faulkner will throw into traffic. Excuse me, not Faulkner. It's intercepted by Hawkins. Colton Grant throws the interception. Hawkins now coming back the other way, trying to make something happen. And I'll be honest with you, I understand why he is. Obviously a very crowded spot on the field, trying to put that football. And
Watch
Charlie
5.
Hawkins gets the interception.
Watch Kamari Brooks. Watch this move right here inside. Watch him hit the quarterback as he throws it. He just throws that one up for grabs. Right now, Jefferson just trying to get anything there. And when you start getting into those deeper routes with longer time.
Holding, return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
You let a guy like Kamari Brooks do what he does.
Look, I can't fault Jefferson for trying.
Me neither.
I can't fault
Me neither. Absolutely not.
Can you max protect here? I mean, can you put extra guys there and maybe just try to run a one receiver route, something like that? I mean, because Brooks is going to be hard to block.
Yeah, especially when he knows that you're about. He's one-on-one. Watch the inside move he puts on this tackle.
Yeah, that's such a. We'll see it again. It's such a tough move. Actually, we're back to live action. We'll show it to you in a moment. Faulkner looking, dancing around, trying to make something happen. Now he'll just keep it. Makes a man miss. Still on his feet. 40. Gets a block. On his feet. 30. Inside the 30. Down to around the 25-yard line. Big run there by Harrison Faulkner. More than 30 yards on the game.
Jefferson only rushed 3 down linemen right here. Look, they bring a guy off the edge. That means there's a lot of people down the field. Watch Harrison Faulkner split them, outrun them, and still pick up a huge chunk play to drive you absolutely nuts if you're a defensive coordinator. You played back, you stayed back, you only rushed 3, you had 8 people back, and Harrison Faulkner still splits defenders and uses his legs for a huge play.
Yeah, sometimes a running quarterback is just annoying.
It's hard to deal with, man.
You feel like you've got everything covered up.
Yes.
And they can also do this. Faulkner this time just going to dump it off, complete to Patrick Elliott as tight end.
You see what kind of the theme tonight for Jefferson. You play like 3 good plays, and then you give up one of those.
That's
They're
right.
not playing bad. They're playing hard. It's just every 4th play is something explosive from North Oconee or a missed tackle.
It's a great way to say it.
It does that. So, I mean, you look at the tape and you go, we're not playing bad.
On a per-play basis, their win rate's actually probably fairly high, at least for a 21-0 score. I think that's a great way to say it. Handoff again, yeah.
It's 2 plays in a row that you've held up.
But in the case of Doster, though, he's going to keep churning and burning. He's going to get some out of that.
Yep. Finish it off.
Good second effort.
Yes, great second effort there. They hit him.
Yeah, he got like 6 on that. First down yardage. North Oconee will shift around here on offense. 2 receivers left side, whistle blows. That may have been a little too much shifting.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Richmond Hill on top of Wayne County right now. Richmond Hill, a part of that rugged Region 1 and 6A.
Oh, my goodness.
In the red zone here, presented by Iron Workers Local 387. It was Braxton Goolsby who got the rushing score last time they were down here. Doster's the tailback now. 4 across defensively for Jefferson. That's a pass complete. We got a big hit. They're going to say incomplete. They're going to say he did not have it. Let's see this again.
No, did not finish it off.
Yeah,
Good tackle there.
Dickerson was the target. The hit was leveled by Chance Payne. Payne's a good player in that secondary.
I tell you what, I don't know to be I'm not the Minnesota Golden Gopher expert, but I'll tell you, when they come down to Georgia and get a kid,
yeah,
they have been hitting on those players.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you're up there in Minnesota, one of these northern states, as you see Faulkner throw and ask Kamari Brooks. Brooks is going to take folks for a ride and score his second touchdown of the night. This one from 20 yards out.
Watch his legs keep driving right here. Run out of his shoe. He's got a sock on. Got a sock on.
It is illegal to keep playing if you lose your helmet. Yeah. Apparently not illegal to keep playing if you lose your shoe.
You can run with your shoe, but it's just, listen, when you're dealing with a player like that, there's a reason why he's ranked where he is and how highly recruited he was.
One of the things you recognize on offense from him, a little bit of a basketball background there. By the way, that extra point.
Great basketball player.
Fitz Johnson, and you see a lot of that on offense, the way he uses his body and posts guys up. It really looks basketball-esque at times. North Oconee is looking the part of number 1 right now. We'll be right back on Atlanta News First.
This is a Peachtree Sports Network weather update, powered by Atlanta News First. Sponsored by Cool Ray.
This is your Peachtree Sports Network weather update. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Valdez. We have a beautiful night ahead. No rain for anybody across all of North, Middle, and South Georgia. And we'll continue to see those cooler evening temperatures. So if you do have Friday night plans, it is going to be incredible. You can get a table outside if you're going out to eat. Temperatures in the low 60s in Gainesville by Saturday morning, 65 in Atlanta, 60 in Macon, mid-60s along the coast from Savannah to Brunswick, and then another gorgeous day tomorrow. In fact, the entire weekend looks really nice. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s depending on where you're located, around 85 in Augusta, 85 in Savannah, 84 in Brunswick, upper 80s in Macon and Atlanta. Humidity will stay low through the weekend, so make those outdoor plans and enjoy.
Dangerous heat is the word from city leaders here.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
As we make our way closer to the house, you can see the windows.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Right now, rescue crews are continuing their search for survivors.
The free Local News Live streaming app. Search LNL on your TV, on your phone. Local News Live. Your nation, your neighborhood. Always streaming, always free.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by Jersey Mike's, a sub above. R.S. Andrews, story after story, we deliver smiles. Smart Local 85, sheet metal is a smart move. Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. And by the Georgia Army National Guard. Live here, serve here, work here.
All right, welcome back, everybody. North Oconee on top, 28-0 over Jefferson in our drive for the GHSA state title, presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Let's see our Breda Pest Management scoring summary. Second score for Kamari Brooks here this evening. Ollie Buckley is going to boom this one to the end zone. And that's a touchback. Keep in mind that North Oconee did defer their decision after the opening coin toss. That means they'll get the possession to begin the second half. So be careful here if you're Jefferson that you don't give them back-to-back possessions.
Yeah, you don't want to give up. You don't want to give up anything late here, because if you get to a 35-0 halftime, there's a decision to be made on a running clock for second half, and I don't anticipate that. Need to get something going here right before the half.
Colton Grant back to work. He's going to hand it off.
Nice run.
Looking for a block and positive yardage there for Eli Prim. Prim going to get a nice gain.
You know, you play this game without Max Brown. You start here thinking defensively, Harrison Faulkner. Max Brown certainly would have been a person that they would have used to spy him.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Keep him honest, right?
Keep him honest. You got a guy that can run you down and keep you in the pocket a little bit. So without their best player, this is a totally different. You see Max Brown there, and hoping that hope he's going to be okay.
You see our Northside Hospital injury report. You get the look there at Max Brown. Certainly the indication we would have now is unlikely to return. That's just based on the body language and where he is on the field right now and the fact that we haven't seen him yet. I also noticed Rusty so he's obviously out of his shoulder pads too.
Yep.
Yeah, so still got the pads on, but not likely to return. Just the look on the face tells you everything. He's not taped anymore.
Yep.
Also, you don't see the helmet around. When they take the helmet from you, that's usually...
See his dad there with a headset on. He's the offensive line coach, Mike Brown, former Commerce head coach, came over here with his staff. Just a great football family, huge high school football. Enjoyed talking with him pregame and just kind of talking about the recruiting and landscape.
Timeout Jefferson is their first charge timeout of the half.
So while we have a Jefferson timeout, let's go back and see our electrifying play of the half. It was the first score of the game, the first of two tonight for Kamari Brooks. This brought to you by IBEW Local 613. How about Brooks just turning around, making a play on the ball?
High pointed, man. Ball skills, linked.
Got a little dance at the end.
I had to work on dance a little bit. Interesting. Talk to Mike Brown, and he said, you'll love this. He said he sat Sammy down, his son at Clemson, and he said, I want you to watch this movie. He made him watch Rocky III.
Oh, wow.
And he said, I want you to watch Clubber Lane. You're on top of the mountain. You're a freshman. Somebody's always working harder.
That's great.
So he says, now on Sammy's tape, on his inside of his wrist, he has Clubber written in place.
That's great.
How about that?
I love that. So I showed Rocky III to my kids a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
They loved it.
Oh, yes. That's a staple in my house.
Rocky III, Rocky IV. I tell you right, it still holds up after all these years.
Yes.
My 13-year-old, 10-year-old, they thought it was, I think my son's quote was the best movie I've ever seen.
Yes. My kids were so upset when Drago was sticking needles in his hand. They knew he was cheating.
Oh, yeah. 3rd and 4. It is a single receiver look here for Jefferson.
Wing T again there.
They're going to be a handoff. Dalton Dye took the handoff. He's going to be stifled. That's going to bring up a 3rd down here coming up.
Gain of 2 yards on the play.
Coach Nolan, man, one of the most successful high school football coaches, old school football coach.
Yeah, I enjoyed my conversation with him this week.
He's
for
awesome.
that very reason. A guy that takes the game seriously, doesn't take himself too seriously, but takes the game seriously.
Yep.
I have a ton of respect for guys like that who've instilled a set of principles in this program and are still guided by them. I think that's really important. Quarterback going to keep it. I think he's going to be, what, about a yard or two short?
Man, he was close. It's going to bring up fourth down.
Yeah, that's going to bring up fourth, and he's going to be fourth and about a yard. Our angle tonight for some of our yardage readings is a little different than it normally is.
It's saying third down on the. Hey, that's flipped to the fourth.
Yeah. Boy, this yard marker has been all over the place.
Yeah. Now it's saying third down.
Yeah, now they're showing third. So we'll call it third and what about 2? Quarterback going to keep it again. That was almost a Buster Faulkner style play. He's going to get a first down out of that. Good run by Colton Grant to move the chains, something that Jefferson desperately needed. Clock now showing 32 seconds. Ball going to rest now at the 43. 26 seconds now, clock moving. About to go under 20. You're almost to the point, if you want to throw it up for grabs, you could. Once again, a single receiver look here. Tight end Jordan Robinson goes in motion, becomes an H on the left side. Another first down run. That's going to run the half out. Yeah, no, Jefferson is going to. Okay, the clock stops with 1 second, actually.
This is their second charge timeout of the half.
So we'll do a quick rate of best management read, and then we'll get you back for the final play of the first half. Switch your termite protection to Breda Pest Management, and your rate can be locked in for 10 years. Breda's protected homes from termites for over 50 years. Protect your home with confidence. Breda. They handle bugs and critters. So it's a well-executed drive for Jefferson. They're going to hold the possession through the end of the half, and they're going to give themselves a chance to at least try to make something happen if they want to.
Now here you got to be careful, because if you're are you just going to throw it and try to flip it around, try to steal something here?
Because you can't let Kamari Brooks get a scoop.
You cannot let these Jefferson, these North Oconee defensive line get loose on you right here, and you're talking 50 yards. So do you try the flea flicker here, just throwing it around? But you call timeout.
I don't hate him trying. I don't either. Just be careful on a long developing play, because they're coming. It's a 2-receiver look.
So North Oconee's going to call timeout once they see the set.
Timeout North Oconee. This is their second charge timeout of the half.
You'd love for Travis Nolan to come out and show a different look now offensively after all that.
Come out in the wishbone.
So, as Rusty said, you've already got a big interception today for Charlie Hawkins. You've got at least 2 deflections for Kamari Brooks. There is the chance that North Oconee makes a big play here defensively. But if you can block it and give yourself time, Grant has a nice throwing arm. Travis Nolan doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that's got a lot of double passes in his playbook, but if you got one, get it away from Kamari Brooks and see if you can try something.
I used to go up there and sit down with him, and he'd say, look, I don't know how all these rankings work. I just know who's really good football players, okay? And after 30 minutes, we agreed on everything, but I used to love my time. He coached Whit Weeks and Max Johnson, all those guys at Oconee County.
Sure did.
Had a great run. Went to state championship game.
So North Oconee going to call timeout again.
Timeout North Oconee. This is their third and final charge timeout of the half.
In college, you can't call back-to-back.
You can't call back-to-backs. Now, it looks like they wanted to get number 11 into the game.
Yeah, that's Patrick Elliott, the defensive end. Does that mean they only had 10 on the field?
I don't know. They were screaming. They had 11 by the jersey. I don't know if they had the wrong guy in for pass rush, or you would think they wouldn't have 10 coming out of a timeout.
So we've got 1 second left. The other thing to keep in mind is that, of course, it's a sizable deficit, but Taylor McCall is a very good kicker. They trust him from a long way out. If you get a pass interference, they may line up.
Good. Yep.
Also, a pass interference creates an untimed down, too.
Correct.
Which would probably be preferable to a field goal try, just given the deficit. So it's a one receiver look. Looking for time to throw. Now we'll have to run. And
yes, a long.
so they looked for it, wasn't there, and so they got out of it.
Okay with
it. So that's how it'll end here in the first half. North Oconee calls a couple timeouts, then gets the stop, and they've got the lead. It's 28-0. Number 1 in 4A gets 2 touchdowns from Kamari Brooks. Georgia fans love that. Titans fans happy as well. Halftime show is coming up here on Atlanta News First.
What sets us apart? At the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office, we are guided by the mission to serve and protect through dedication, professionalism, active cooperation with the community, and respect for human dignity. Our core values, integrity, service, respect, and progress, are at the heart of everything we do. If you are ready to make a difference, join our law enforcement family. Start your career today with the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office by applying at GoGCSO.com. Your future awaits.
You may know Tidal Wave Auto Spa as the world's greatest car wash, but did you know Tidal Wave also has the easiest fundraiser? So easy, our mascots think they can do anything, like making the big play on the big stage. Okay, maybe just a dream, but it is a super easy fundraiser. Just sell wash tickets and watch the money come in. If your flag football team, school, church, or group needs funds, go to TidalWaveAutospa.com and get started today.
The Georgia Sheet Metal JETC equips apprentices with the knowledge and skills required to start a rewarding career in the sheet metal industry with programs in HVAC, industrial welding, and testing, adjusting, and balancing. Training is 100% free and allows apprentices to earn as they learn. Journeymen graduate with no student debt and have the potential to earn more than most college graduates. Visit our website to learn more about this opportunity at careersinsheetmetal.com.
Transform your outdoor space with Inspired Landscape Solutions Incorporated. With 34 years of expertise and a passion for innovation, we offer full-service maintenance, custom hardscape, outdoor living design, irrigation, lighting, and so much more. Whether you're envisioning a serene garden retreat or a vibrant outdoor entertainment area, we bring your dreams to life. Inspired Landscape Solutions, where creativity meets craftsmanship.
And welcome into the halftime show brought to you by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. It's time for our halftime hit presented by the IBEW Local 613. I am joined by the assistant principal and athletic director here at Jefferson, Bill Navis. So I made the rookie mistake earlier of going to the school for the football field, and so it kind of took me on this detour, and I got to see the high school, the middle school, the elementary school, the academy. I mean, this really is a close-knit community.
Yeah, all within a half mile of each other. This is a great place to raise a family, great school system. We're very blessed. I came here in 2002. It's all my children know, and we love this place.
And I know you were also the head football coach here at one point. What was it like making the transition from head coach to an administrator role?
It wasn't that hard. It was. I got to be honest with you. When I was just an assistant principal, it's probably the easiest job I ever had in my life. It's hard to be a head football coach. It's really hard to be an athletic director, but I've enjoyed it all the way. It's been great. This is a great place.
One of our favorite things about this point in the season is we get homecomings. This will be the first homecoming that we get to cover. What's morale been like at school this week?
It's been great. Like they said, it's been a full moon this week, and we've had zero issues at school. It's been great. We've got great kids, and they really enjoy homecoming. Great themes all week, and I've enjoyed spending my time with the kids in the lunchroom. That's really fun.
So I heard a little rumor rumor that y'all may be building something kind of behind here. Can you tell me more about what that is?
Yeah, we're going to build an indoor facility. We just can't keep the grass alive, so if we'd cover it up and put some turf under it, that would help us out. But it's going to really help all of our programs here.
So while we're here covering football, one thing I couldn't help but notice is y'all's announcer calls out other sports and their victories from throughout the week. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's going on in some other sports?
Well, right now our softball, my coach just told me because I'm wearing a softball hat tonight. Now, we haven't lost since I've started wearing this hat, so I felt I had to wear it tonight. But he told me now we're now the #1 ranked team in the state. So they're doing great. Softball's obviously doing well. Volleyball's off to a great start this year. We haven't lost a region match yet. So, sports are doing great. Cross country, they're running all over God's green earth, and they're doing really well. So we're blessed here. Everything we do at Jefferson, we try to promote excellence. We try to do, if we're going to play Tiddlywinks, we're going to try to be the best Tiddlywinks team we can be. And all those teams are doing great, and we're excited.
And I want to ask you about Coach Nolan because I've interviewed a lot of coaches. He's a veteran, so professional.
Yep.
He's been here for 3 seasons. When you look back on that hiring process, what was it about him that said, yeah, that's our guy?
Well, we interviewed 10 people, all of which either played for a state championship or won a state championship. But for us in Jefferson, it's a fit. We got to bring the right kind of person in for our community, and that's first and foremost the most important thing we're looking for. And he was really one of the only guys that we would have hired from that process. He's a wonderful human being. He's the same guy whether they win, whether they lose. The consistency in our program is fantastic, and we're thrilled to have him.
Well, thank you so much for joining us and being here. It's truly been a memorable experience, so thank you.
We're glad you guys came out here. You come back anytime. Thank you so much. You guys have been great.
We'd be happy to. All right, guys, we've got more guests coming up right after the break.
Make yourself known now. 831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
And welcome back to the Halftime Show brought to you by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. I'm Kaylee Mansell, and I'm joined by Greg Kopanex of Legacy Structures. It's so exciting that you could join us here tonight. You've got a daughter that cheers here at Jefferson. What does it mean to just be able to come out and support her?
Well, we love it here. I mean, Macy's been here since she was in the 2nd grade. My wife coached her all the way through cheer. We've rooted these boys on since they were 8 years old, so we love being here, and it's a special place.
So within Legacy Structures, what sort of services do you offer, and what makes it unique?
So we're a construction company that specializes in outdoor structures that go in the parks and recreation space. Largely things like pavilions, shade structures, even small city center, amphitheater, that kind of thing.
So when someone comes to you with an idea, what's the journey look like from concept to installation?
Well, that depends on at what point they come to us. If it's from the ideation stage, we have a sales team that helps get you through the sales process, get you drawings for approval, whether that's with your council or school board, that kind of thing. But largely we work with general contractors who already have architects in place, and they just deliver idea to us, and we take it from the structural process all the way through installation.
And with the season changing, what sort of trends are you seeing within structures at the moment?
So a lot of our customers are funding restricted because they're schools, daycares or municipalities, and so often they're partnering with bigger companies to sponsor these structures and sponsor these areas and help celebrate that business in that community.
And being from this area, I know that this is a very tight-knit community. How does Legacy Structures find itself within local community?
Well, we're very blessed where we live, obviously, and our shop is not a mile from the stadium here. We're blessed that we have a bunch of former Dragons that work for us, so if you're local and you get a structure, it's going to be installed by a Dragon. Yeah, I mean, we feel a responsibility to employee-employee relationship. We love to celebrate our team. We have some very special people.
One thing I'm always interested in seeing, especially when it comes to this space, what's your favorite project that you've ever worked on?
So actually, it's right around the corner. We've done a lot of supplying for the Jefferson area, and the first time we ever branded a structure was here at Jefferson Elementary School. So we like that one a lot.
And for those at home, if they want to find out more, where can they find you?
You can find us online at structuresbylegacy.com or on Facebook at Legacy Structures.
All right, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kelly.
All right, when we come back, we're going to hear from the principal of North Oconee High School.
Man, you know how to do this? Man, I don't even know. I was flipping burgers last week.
Violation, unsportsmanlike conduct, impersonating a craftsman.
Skilled trade unions are well-trained career pros, not part-timers. Construction is a rewarding and lucrative career with the advancement potential, but you have to do it the right way with the right training. Learn how you can be a pro. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting six figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back, we're going to do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
World-class training isn't just for leaders well on their way. It's for the ones just getting their footing. Seasoned pros learn through real-world experience. But so do young cadets. No other career path gives you leadership instruction that's so tested, so successful, so early. Decide to lead as an Army officer.
And welcome back to the Halftime Show, brought to you by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. It's time for our Jersey Mike's Employee Above. I'm joined by Principal Keith Carter of North Oconee High School. So, high school principal now, but you were once a middle school principal too. What do you like about being in the high school role?
I love to see the students working towards post-secondary, adulting, going to college. So just being in a high school setting is really neat to see them look for their career goals and after high school. So that's really a neat, exciting part of my job to help mentor and work with those students on that.
I feel like one thing you see specifically within this role is administrators moving around a lot, but you've been in this North Oconee community for a while now. What's kept you here?
It's just an amazing community. Our Titan family is second to none. We traveled tonight to a visiting stadium, and just being a part of a community where our parents, teachers, and students all support each other for excellence is an amazing place to be, and makes me want to stay there for as long as I can.
So I actually got to watch the state championship that your school won last year. I could see how excited the players were. What was their reaction from the school when that happened?
It was an amazing, amazing event. Our entire school community just really enjoyed getting with our staff and our students and our student athletes and our band, and just celebrating as a community. It was a really cool event.
One thing I'm always interested in is I feel like there's a mission statement or a theme going into each school year. What's been that mission for y'all this far?
Well, we just feel that in all that we do, we want to have rigor, relevance, and relationships. We want to work hard in the classroom, We want to have it real-world experiences, and we want to have those instructional relationships so that we can help really work together and collaboratively.
And one thing I always love to ask too, just to vicariously live through your experiences, if you could tell somebody at home one thing about North Oconee, what would it be?
I would say that North Oconee has the pride and the excitement of working hard every day to strive to be your best, and in our students and our staff.
And with that principal role, what do you consider to be the most important part of your job?
I think the biggest part that I play in is supporting our staff, supporting our students. I'm here to be whatever they need to be successful in the classroom, extracurriculars, and beyond.
And I know you wear many hats, so I really appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, guys, we've got more coming up right after the break.
This is the home of the GOATs, Friday Night Lights, and home of the Ballers. This is home of the Gamers. Peachtree Sports Network is the home of the Hustlers and home of the Speed Junkies. The Peach State plays here. Atlanta's home of live local sports is Peachtree Sports Network.
Okay, going back to one.
This industry is my life. The Georgia film industry feeds my children, and it feeds my dreams, which are two very important things. The film community is a real vital ecosystem. You can make a living in it in an incredible town.
Real jobs, real impact. Support Georgia Films. Visit whygeorgia.com.
Looks like football is back. And Good Morning Football Overtime says,
bring it on! You tell them, KB!
Introducing the new faces, returning legends, exclusive access with every team on and off the field. So yeah, it's time to unleash your fandom.
Roar indeed!
Because football is back.
Weekdays at 10 on Peachtree Sports Network.
Joining us now is Kenny Mullins from GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Starting off, can you touch a little bit more about what it is you guys do and what you offer?
So we're 19 different affiliates in the construction trades. We build everything. So whatever it takes to build a structure, a building, a facility, we build it.
And what characteristics of high school athletes would make them a good fit for the trades?
Dedication. We like to be unified. And you got to want to be something that's part of something that's bigger than you, because we're a brotherhood and a sisterhood.
And then job markets are very competitive, but you guys want to grow. You guys want to get more people involved. Just talk about how much room for growth there is for you guys.
There's a lot of room for growth. I believe, I don't have the numbers right here with me, but our increase in females, so we're all inclusive. We take everybody in. Our females, our sisters have grown in the last 4 years tremendously. So, you know, we take everybody in, and there's plenty of room for everybody to enjoy the benefits, to enjoy the brotherhood and sisterhood and the pension and the health care and everything we offer. And we're all inclusive.
If you'd like to leave students with a message, what would that message be?
Go to GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com and build your future today.
And then you mentioned more females in the workplace. We've seen flag football also increase. Where do you see this trend going?
I see it being very good for us as a country and a state and for all the trades, because we want to change the stigma to let everybody know that we are all inclusive. Like, women do this job just as good as men. And so with the growth of flag, females being more active and that avenue being there, we're recruiting in that area too. We have a lot of good opportunities for everybody.
You mentioned building your future. Can you touch on the benefits that come with joining Georgia Construction
Yep,
Careers?
you get a full family health care, so you're covered, your whole family, for all your health benefits. We have defined contribution, defined benefits, which are pensions. They're true pensions. Our partners are great. Our contractors pay into your pension. It's not like a 401k. You're not deferring your wages. You're getting a true pension paid hourly by our contractors when you go to work at Georgia Construction Careers.
For those interested, you can go ahead and head now to GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com to learn more. Kenny, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back right after this short break.
Thank you so much, Georgia, and welcome back, everybody. North Oconee, 28-0 over Jefferson at halftime. You know, Rusty, we were excited about seeing both these teams tonight, but obviously North Oconee, long winning streak, especially in the regular season, long winning streak, and defending state champs in 4A. And I would say that they showed you in the first two quarters exactly why that's true.
Very seasoned team. It starts with this quarterback, Harrison Faulkner. You got playmakers on both sides of the ball. They attack you different ways. They're fast on defense. They're state champions for a reason, and this is going to be a team that would not shock me again to see them play deep into December and play in that Mercedes-Benz building.
Why don't we go back and look at the first half highlights and see exactly how North Oconee built the lead that it did. Obviously getting things started here as Harrison Faulkner is going to connect with the Georgia commit, Kamari Brooks. And that was the first score of the game. Of course, these halftime highlights brought to you by Mechanical Trades Institute. And then it's going to be Faulkner coming back again, this time connecting with Charlie Hawkins. 5 first-half catches for Hawkins, including that touchdown. Then it'd be North Oconee on the ground. Braxton Goolsby would get a good block from his running back, J.T. Doster, and he would get a score. That one from 20 yards out.
Tip ball here. Watch him hit the quarterback. Look at him through it.
Hawkins, who had the 5 catches offensively, also gets a hand on the football there with an interception. Brooks, as Rusty said, had the good pass pressure. And speaking of Kamari Brooks, doing a little bit of everything. Loses his shoe. Still gets into the end zone.
That's a tough one when you feel like you're gonna get someone down when you got to hold their shoe. Just runs right through it.
Yeah, it's just so strong, so powerful, and so successful in the first half. 2 touchdowns for him, 28 total points for North Oconee. They've got a big lead. Of course, what you did not see in those highlights is the fact that Max Brown, the linebacker running back for Jefferson, was injured in the game's first play. So obviously Jefferson's been playing shorthanded. But listen, North Oconee is a grizzly bear to deal with no matter what. It also gets the opening possession of the third quarter, which is on its way. But we'll take one more commercial timeout before we get there. So stay with us tonight on our drive for the GHSA state title, presented by Georgia Construction Careers, here on Atlanta News First.
The drive for the GHSA state title is brought to you by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today.
At Breda, we made the decision to invest in infrared cameras. The infrared gives us a unique advantage because we can pinpoint that termite damage. We then use our microwave technology, which allows us to localize our treatment so we can get rid of those termites quicker before that damage becomes extensive. And that saves you a lot of money as a homeowner.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Aha! I knew it! You are stealing my Jersey Mike's gig.
Danny, it's just because Jersey Mike's is an official sponsor of the NFL. I'm not taking your gig.
Now you're taking my look.
This is how I dress.
My glasses. I've been looking for those.
I wear glasses. I have astigmatism.
I'll give you astigmatism.
Ready for you on set, Eli.
I gotta go.
Oh. This ain't over, Manning.
Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hey, that's my line. A sub above.
So when I got in the program, I was 18. At the time, I think the most appealing thing was, I could start out going to school and making money while I'm going to school. Not coming out in 4 or 5 years, $30,000, $40,000 in debt. That was the biggest attraction to this. I got in 3 days after graduation and hadn't looked back.
I've used R.S. Andrews 15 years, purchased 2 heating and air systems, so I rely on their technicians for service. I call, they come, it's fixed. And I appreciate Andrews' commitment. He gives it his all. That's how R.S. Andrews makes me smile.
Yankee Wawa! Running out of hot water is one way your water heater cries out for help.
Call R.S. Andrews. Get a water heater rejuvenation. Your water heater gets added life, you get more hot water. Another way R.S. Andrews makes you smile today.
Hey, I'm Steve Langley with Smart Local 85. We are proud to sponsor the third quarter of tonight's matchup. Just like these two teams have some of the best talent in the state of Georgia, Smart Local 85 represents the best in sheet metal, air, rail, and transportation workers across Georgia. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the third quarter.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. And hello to the North Oconee cheerleaders and the students that have traveled over here to Jefferson tonight. They're loving life right now. Titans on top. 28-0 is the North Oconee Titans over the Jefferson Dragons. Getting ready to kick things back off will be Taylor McCall for Jefferson. McCall's got a huge leg. They said practice of the day, he came within 1 foot of kicking a 57-yard field goal.
I'm telling you, I watched him in pregame.
And this one's high into the end zone for a touchback. But that thing's a mile high in the air. And so North Oconee going to go back on offense.
Colquitt County is all over Lee. You don't see that.
Not much anyway, right?
Not much.
That was a barn burner game last year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Lowndes up right now. Lowndes is a team that I think going to be very interested to see how they are coming out of South Georgia. I think Adam Carter and those guys were really excited about this group, kind of flying under the radar a little bit down there. A lot of returning players. Got a quarterback committed to Texas A&M, I believe.
Faulkner, a little pop pass hitting Brooks. Brooks got hit right away. Good tackle in the open field by Chance Payne. Payne's a good player.
Yeah, he is a good player.
Number 6, Chance Payne, making the stop.
Good job. Gets up there and gets Brooks. Gets a shot on Brooks before he gets going. That's how you chop down a tree.
If you're, he's obviously committed to Minnesota. If you're a school like that from up north, what must you think when you look at rosters all over Georgia and you just see just potential everywhere?
It's just interesting how you found him. Did you come to one of your camps? Did you find him at one of these satellite camps, But
you know this better than me. In some cases, Minnesota's not typically one of these teams. But some of these teams will just come to Georgia and they'll just start giving offers.
No doubt. They get off the plane doing that.
Just giving offers. Running play. Going to be just short of a first down. They got about 3rd and 1 now coming up. Goes to J.T. Doster. Has not been a big game for Doster, meaning he hasn't been called upon on a great block on a rushing touchdown for Braxton Goolsby earlier. Has not gotten a ton of rushing opportunities just because North Oconee's been having so much success with other things.
So watch Faulkner here with his legs.
They will give him the try here on 3rd down, though. And he's going to be right at the line to gain, but going to be just a little bit short, I believe. I think he's going to be a half a foot short, right?
Yeah, I believe so on that spot. You're going to bring the punt team out. Good start there by Jefferson.
Yeah, momentum opportunity to get off the field on the opening drive.
Doster on the carry, stopped by number 46, Robinson.
Dalton Dye will be the return man here. Ollie Buckley, rare punt for North Oconee. Jefferson acts like they want to come after this. They will, but he gets it away. Dye will let it bounce. And then it'll be touched dead around the 40-yard line. So good defensive stop for Jefferson. pretty good field position. Now looking to see, after maybe some halftime adjustments, if they can get a little something going on offense.
Yeah, I would imagine they got challenged pretty hard. Listen, you're down 4 touchdowns, but you got to show some fight right here. We're missing Max Brown. We understand that. Nobody really cares at this point. Nobody's feeling sorry for you. Obviously, we care about an injured teammate, but this right here, this is some Jefferson pride moment here. Let's play hard. Let's show some fight in the second half.
It is for Jefferson 6 straight quarters against North Oconee, which they failed to score. Our friends at Georgia High School Football Daily giving us the note earlier this week that last year's shutout loss by Jefferson to North Oconee, the program's first shutout since 2011. Running play there on first down. Doesn't get much. That's Griffin Drake in there. All of the linebackers that Jefferson has also get used as running backs. Or, say it better, all of the running backs also play linebacker.
Yes.
That's a
4A classification team. You're going to play, and then you look at Jefferson. Obviously, you're going to play both sides when you can. And as the year goes on and the temperature gets cooler, certainly going to see more of that from both of these teams.
Let's keep here on the bottom of your screen. That's wide receiver Logan Edmonds. That might be a guy they may want to get going here at some point. For now, though, it's going to be a sack. Brought down on the play. Maddox Bryce gets in. Speaking of linebackers who also play running back, nice play by Bryce on the sack.
Yes, I think it's a delayed blitz. Once you see the running back leave the pocket, you have that kind of trigger. Okay, I can go. They don't have anybody there to block me. I think that's what you saw there from North Oconee. Carrollton up on Gainesville 22-8. Joey King has went to the freshman quarterback, C.J. Cipher. It's going to be an offsides. It's going to be defensive offsides on North Oconee.
Encroachment. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Given what Gainesville has back, and obviously Carrollton's a little bit of a program in flux right now, I know it's a 6A against a 5A. It's going to be a little bit of I mean, maybe upset's the wrong word, but certainly a surprising score in some respects.
Yes.
So now looking at third, about 11 now. Here comes pressure again by North Oconee. They block it pretty well. Had a chance to make the completion to Logan Edmonds. We called for that.
Yep.
But I tell you, it's good coverage by Dallas Dickerson, who gets in as a defensive back. That's a Kentucky committed wide receiver, but showing up big defensively there.
That was a great play coming over the top there, knocking that ball away with your free hand. Just got there just at the perfect time.
I think Bryce, who had gotten a sack a moment ago, I think Maddox Bryce may have also gotten a deflection on that too, I think. And now Taylor McCall will have to come out and punt. Speaking of Dallas Dickerson, he'll be back to return this one if McCall gives him the opportunity.
Got to cover. He's going to kick it high, man.
That is a high kick.
Yep.
Third fair catch of the game for Dickerson. So Taylor McCall is a weapon with his foot, keeping certainly Dickerson having any chance at a return. But North Oconee's on top right now. We'll be right back after this.
We're here for the walk-offs.
And that'll do it. Start the buses.
The shutouts.
Struck him out. 10 strikeouts for Strider.
The RBI singles. Double plays. Triple threats.
3-run home run.
The moments that make you nervous. And the ones that keep you coming back for more.
As clutch as it gets.
No matter what your favorite Braves moment is, it happens here. Peachtree Sports Network. The Braves play here.
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing we do to keep us focused.
What do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and help your mental health.
Because being the best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
You have to see it. You have to hear it.
You have to experience next-gen TV to believe it. With unmatched 4K clarity, breathtaking color, and movie theater quality sound. And now, watch and play free games with Game Loop. It's all free, over the air, now. Make your next TV a next-gen TV. Visit atlantanewsfirst.com/nextgen to learn more. The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by Army ROTC. Be all you can be with Army ROTC. The Georgia Sheet Metal and Air Conditioning Contractors Association. CareersInSheetMetal.com. Building a solid future. The Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office. Serve and protect through dedication, professionalism, and active cooperation with the community. And by the Mechanical Trades Institute, the best-kept secret everyone should know about.
Welcome back, everybody. 28-0 is our score. North Oconee on top of Jefferson. Titans about to get their second possession here of the second half. You see a look at their sideline. Running play going to Doster. Strong up the middle. He got at least 9 on that. You're going to give him the full 10.
Yeah. We're going to start seeing a little bit of Jefferson's been on the field a long time. A lot of defensive snaps. A lot of respect between these two coaches. I don't think you're going to see a bunch of let's try to get 50 tonight. Still going to run your offense, but right now it looks like Harrison Faulkner in an empty set. Got to watch him. But they're going to motion out of that. See if they hand the ball off here.
Yeah, North Oconee averages almost 46 points per game, but this is a program that really values its tough, hard, physical running. They even get some of that from the quarterback. As you see Faulkner going off again, Matt Gaddis had the tackle.
Matt Gaddis again on the tackle for the Dragons. Picking up 7 yards on the play.
Obviously, Harrison's father, Buster Faulkner, loves his running quarterbacks at Georgia Tech.
No doubt about that. Now, be interesting tomorrow. Haynes King versus Clemson.
Interesting to see how healthy Haynes King is.
Yes, Harrison Philo had a great game last week. ACC Freshman of the Week. Former Prince Avenue Christian quarterback.
To see Faulkner keep it. I was saying this in the first half and didn't get a chance to finish, that when Buster Faulkner leaves Georgia as an analyst to go become Georgia Tech offensive coordinator, it was not obvious. In fact, I think some people may would have thought that Harrison Faulkner would have, and the family would have moved to Atlanta with him. Obviously, a lot of options in Atlanta that they could have gone to, but felt comfortable at North Oconee, wanted to stay there. Obviously, Buster Faulkner and Tyler Arndt have a long relationship with each other.
How about Harrison Luke, Matt Luke's son?
That's exactly right.
He stayed.
Yeah.
Instead of moving up to Clemson.
Well, what's funny about that is here in Jefferson, I see Faulkner crank it up and throw, and it's going to be caught for a touchdown. Dallas Dickerson, 48 yards, 0 FG energy drink touchdown.
He throws that from the 45. Where does that ball land? On about the 2. Hits him in stride. That's a 10-800 wide receiver. Dickerson can roll. A great ball there by Harrison Faulkner. Sets his feet, delivers a strike. They had 2 guys on him. Just couldn't keep up with Dickerson. He gets by the defenders, and Harrison Faulkner hits him in stride for a touchdown.
Ollie Buckley will come on to try the PAT once again. What a night for Harrison Faulkner.
Yeah, he's had a heck of a game, man.
Buckley sends it through and good. It's 35-0. That PAT brought to you by Tim Eccles, Fitz-Johnson, Public Service Commissioners on ballots statewide in November. Right now, though, the vote is for North Oconee. Trending in the polls in a major way. We'll be right back.
Dang, where you get this car?
You need to join the union.
The union?
Absolutely. You can get 10 of these.
Union construction workers earn the highest wages with the best benefits and the most protection in the construction industry. Find your career in construction. Go to GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com and start your future today.
You may know Tidal Wave Auto Spa as the world's greatest car wash, but did you know Tidal Wave also has the easiest fundraiser? So easy, our mascots think they can do anything, like making the big play on the big stage. Okay, maybe just a dream, but it is a super easy fundraiser. Just sell wash tickets and watch the money come in. If your flag football team, school, church, or group needs funds, go to TidalWaveAutoSpa.com and get started today.
What happens after you graduate? Will you go to the next level? Will people have your back in the heat of battle? Will you still train like a champion in the pursuit of greatness? You will when you become an IBEW electrical worker. Join our team. Visit IBEW613.org.
You'll still have common days. Get caught in traffic during your commute. Overthink a text message. Get a song stuck in your head. This is not one of those days. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
Welcome back, 35-0 the score. You see the North Oconee cheerleaders getting a little stunt work in. Our kickoff brought to you by Legacy Structures. Great Pest Management score ticker rolling for you throughout the night. Houston County on top of Tift County. It's a 5-8 beating a 6-8 team right now. We'll go back and see our scoring summary. Harrison Faulkner's throw to the Kentucky commit, Dallas Dickerson.
Hits it right in stride, man. Those two thrown out a little bit.
Yes. Faulkner's one of the better quarterbacks we've seen this season.
Very polished. Said it early on. Underrated. Hurt you with his legs. Such a, in today's game, that's who he is. He's only going to get bigger, too. I mean, he's going to be able to use the run game in there. I think he's a great fit for Georgia Southern. I'd be very interested to see where he is in a couple of years as well.
Well, I guess that's what I was going to ask you is that, as you see Colton Grant going to lower his shoulder. He's a tough kid. I mean, I would see Faulkner maybe sooner rather than later, not saying true freshman necessarily, but that's a guy that's going to try to be their starting quarterback, right?
Oh, yeah. I would imagine he'll be there in January. I mean, obviously, my dad is a college coach. He understands the importance of an offseason. And you look at Harrison Faulkner, and I think Buster Faulkner probably agreed with him, like, hey, it's more important for you to be playing right now than sitting somewhere for a couple years. Let's get some reps and see how things go.
Let's go down and talk to Kaylee Manziel for a moment. Kaylee?
Guys, I've got a score update that you're going to want to hear. So we're keeping an eye on Carrollton and Gainesville. At half, Carrollton was up 22-8. Now they're in the third quarter. Gainesville scored twice to come back in this game. They're now behind 22-21. Keep in mind, both teams at this point are undefeated. And this game is at Gainesville. You guys know just as well as I do, this is a tough atmosphere to play in. Oh, and on top of that, 33 players in this game have at least one D1 offer. So definitely keep your eye out on this one on our Rate of Pest Management ticker as the night goes on.
Great stuff, Kaylee. Fantastic information for a game that certainly sounds like a thriller there at City Park, not too far from where we are here. Obviously, Jefferson, one of the great city school systems. And you've got two other great city systems in Carrollton and Gainesville doing battle there.
Two of the nicer press boxes.
For sure, which is what matters to us. Grant going to keep it again. Grant, I tell you what now, he's a tough young man.
A tough dude, man. There was a lot of gamesmanship there. Both of them all changing the play, flip-flopping the defense, changing it up. End of the day, it winds up being a just straight quarterback draw almost, and he just barrels his way up for a first down.
And don't you love to see how hard, I mean, obviously the score tonight is not going Jefferson's way.
Yep.
They've had obviously bad luck with injury, and yet they're playing as hard as ever, and I think that's commendable.
Yep. Yeah, I talked to Coach Nolan before the game. He knew he had his hands full, and obviously when you lose a player like Max Brown the first play of the game, it changes the whole game plan, the whole package you have, whole scenario. They go Max Protect right here. You asked for it earlier.
Brooks did not rush that time. He looked like he was going to, and he kind of almost dropped back and contained. So Colton Grant had some time, but no receiver available, and that's just what it is. These corners for North Oconee, if you're looking for a spot where not quite as experienced, corners both new to the position.
I tell you start thinking about potential matchups down the line with somebody like Cartersville, who's really got, you start talking about Georgia wide receiver commit Brady Marchese. They've got some guys, to me, that would challenge North Oconee, give them some issues on the outside.
That's a great point, actually.
And it was a great game last year. It got down to right there at the end of the fourth.
Running play. Toss sweep, met right away. Eli Prim on the tote. Now looking at a third down coming up. Third and about 7, we'll call it.
Nicholas Pollock. I've been impressed with number 3 there. David Pollock's son. First time I've really got a chance to watch him play. He's been all over the place.
He has been. Under 2 minutes now, third quarter. Pressure coming. Hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. That was Maddox Bryce who got to him that time. Bryce had a sack earlier and almost got one there, but a quarterback hurry that was responsible for the incompletion. Kamari Brooks was hot on his tail too.
Yeah, they come this time.
That'll send Taylor McCall back out there to punt. He hasn't yielded a return all day long. This is another just absolute booming one. Although Dickerson's going to try his hand on this. And when you kick it so high, your coverage just gets down there. Whatever the opposite of out-kicking your coverage is, that's what McCall does. Let's also give you a shout-out to Breda Pest Management. If critters are creeping in your attic, you better call Breda Pest Management to get a highly trained expert to kick those critters out. Under the Breda Wildlife Guarantee, if any critters are returned, you're covered at no additional cost. Breda, they handle bugs and critters. 95 seconds here in the third quarter. Jet sweep handoff going to Braxton Goolsby. Goolsby's got a rushing touchdown already today.
We've had Harrison Faulkner in the Georgia Elite Classic. We've had Max Brown in the Georgia Elite Classic. I don't think we've had Kamari Brooks in the Georgia Elite Classic, but we've had a lot of these guys play over the years. Sammy Brown, certainly. Remember the one year we had Sammy Brown and KJ Bolden, all that freshman team. That team was absolutely loaded.
When did Brooks really blow up as a player?
This time last year. Yeah, because I'll say that to the play.
Faulkner. Hands off to Doster.
Say this. I saw him as a sophomore, and then I saw some basketball highlights. I was like, okay. I'll be honest with you. I thought he was 6'2", 210. I just thought he was a tweener. Until I see him in person, I was like, wait a minute. And he's incredibly long. And then the state championship game where everybody saw him, and the year he kept going on, kept getting better. It's just one of those guys, the development, the length. Start getting really coveted.
Saw Eli Prim on your screen a moment ago on that last play. He was trying to rip that football free, so Jefferson's still trying to do anything he can to make something happen. Likely to be now the final play of the third quarter coming up. Faulkner steps into the pocket, now releases, and that's as close to a miscue as North Oconee has had all night long.
Yes.
Shocking to see a football land on the ground. Landon Williams not able to hold on to that. It's incomplete.
Harrison's pass is incomplete, intended for J.T. Doster.
mean, it has been almost a perfect night for North Oconee, so you're surprised to see anything in the way of an incompletion. But for the second time this quarter, Jefferson will get a stop, force a punt, which reinforces what we said earlier. On a per-play basis, Jefferson's done some things well. They've been without their star player and obviously struggling to get something going offensively. As you see that fair catch by Dalton Dock. So
That's the end of the third quarter.
it's 35-0. We'll be in a running clock situation to begin the fourth. North Oconee, number 1 in 4A, sending a message. They'd like to stay there. We will be right back here on Atlanta News First.
Dangerous heat is the word from city leaders here.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
As we make our way closer to the house, you can see the windows.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Right now, rescue crews are continuing their search for survivors.
The free Local News Live streaming app. Search LNL on your TV, on your phone. Local News Live. Your nation, your neighborhood. Always streaming, always free.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
$35-0 is our score. North Oconee on top of Jefferson. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel. Kaylee Manziel doing a great job with our host position. You see her in our pregame show before the game begins. All of us in our own way also traveling to Knoxville tomorrow for Georgia and Tennessee. Grant going to throw. Complete.
Grant pass, completion number 8, Darren Pinkert.
That was Darren Pinkert, the fullback, first catch of the game for him.
Making the stop after a pickup of 2 yards.
Got like 2 yards on that.
Second down, 8 yards to go.
Second 8 now coming up. Pretty good week 3 all across all of college
Oh my
football.
goodness.
Obviously, both.
Nobody's talking about Florida LSU.
That's
That
exactly
tells you
right.
what's going on. And Texas A&M's at Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah. I think Arkansas Ole Miss is a good game.
That's a big game for. And those games have been shootouts. Look at
Yep.
here.
You see Colton Grant going down the sideline. He's good with his legs. Coming in tonight, 24 carries, 3 rushing touchdowns.
I believe that's Buster Faulkner. Let's see if that is right here in the gray. Get a good look.
Yeah, head turned away from us right now.
Yeah, I believe that's him. Just being a dad, man.
That's exactly
you
right.
You don't get a chance to see your kid play.
Well, that's one of the things that Tyler Arndt talked about this week. And this is a conversation that's come up with several coaches this year about, you know, you've got a career, you've got to work, and yet your high school sons go through all of this just one time.
Think about this.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Clemson and Georgia Tech are playing tomorrow at noon. Matt Luke, the offensive line coach of Clemson's here, and the offensive coordinator of Georgia Tech's here.
That's exactly right.
Go see your kids play, man. I get it. You put in 80 hours this week, countless hours. There's no telling amount of time. Go see the play. Go see your kids play on Friday night for a minute and get back to the hotel.
In a roundabout way, this comes across straight, but somebody else is going to be the offensive coordinator at Georgia Tech one day, but no one's ever going to be a father to.
Correct.
Yeah,
100%.
That's a job that no one else, other than Buster or Matt or whoever talking about, they're the only one that'll ever have that job.
Yep.
So that's the real important job. Is Grant throws.
Good
That's
ball.
a nice throw and catch.
Good ball.
Really nice to see getting something going offensively. Hitting Darren Pinkard once again. Second catch on this drive for Pinkard. Now, listen, everybody that's watching also knows, to go back to what we were saying before, that Faulkner and Luke are as much competitors in their profession as they possibly can be. Their game plan, their preparations, and we're in the red zone presented by Ironworkers Local 387. They've been getting ready for this one all week long. And now,
in the offseason, too.
And the offseason, too. And now, the night before the game, they want to be able to. And I tell you who understands that as well as anybody is Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart, definitely. I have. You know, if you think about it, 2 years ago, when Will Muschamp's son was a quarterback at Baylor, on Friday nights, Will Muschamp would be on a flight. They would fly him up to see his kid play and fly him back.
And for people who don't know, that's Baylor and Chattanooga.
Chattanooga, yeah. Whit Marshall, who's up at Vanderbilt now. But I have been told by people on that staff that Kirby Smart says, do not miss an important event.
And the reason why I like that story is because I think it's relatable for a lot of our audience, in which, you know, you're racing to get home from work. Traffic's terrible no matter where you live. It's hard to get to your son or your daughter's event.
Yep.
Everybody's kind of rolling in on two wheels. These coaches that you see on TV, they're not really any different.
No.
By the way, quarterback change for Jefferson. The backup, Boone Horn, getting in. Horn is a junior. They say that there's not a huge drop-off from Horn to Grant. They like Grant a lot. They think that Horn is good, too. It is Grant who'll now come back in. According to our Breda Pest Management score taker, Carrollton now leads over Gainesville 29-21. Buford all over Douglas County.
Blitz. Here it comes.
Grant throwing back foot. Incomplete.
And I'll say this about Jefferson. And you hope that Max Brown, maybe, you're taking maybe 1 or 2 weeks or something, that he's back for the stretch run. This team right here can still win the state championship in the classification.
Yep.
Zero doubt. Great coaching. Kids play hard. They took a loss way worse than this last year to this team and went all the way to the final game.
So Taylor McCall going to come on and try to field goal.
Timeout, North Oconee. This is their first charge timeout of the half.
North Oconee instead going to call a timeout. We'll give another shout out here to our friends at Breda Pest Management while the timeout is ongoing. No matter the season, no matter your pest issue, Breda Pest Management will protect your house inside and out from bugs, termites, wildlife, and mosquitoes. Breda is proud to sponsor Georgia High School athletics. You can get started today at BredaPest.com. That's BREDA, BredaPest.com. BREDA, BredaPest.com for more on that. So it'll be about a 26-yard kick. Jefferson would like to end the shutout. North Oconee obviously wants to be as competitive on this special teams play as it can be. Speaking of 4A powers, Cartersville big on Dalton tonight. And after the timeout, Jefferson brings his offense back on the field. So on fourth down, they're going to go for it. Hard count by Grant. Doesn't get the Titans to jump, and now Jefferson will call a timeout.
This is their first charge timeout of the half.
Timeout, Jefferson.
So a little gamesmanship there back and forth as the Dragons seek their first points of the game. And while we're waiting, how about the Jefferson schedule brought to you by the Georgia Sheet Metal Air Conditioning Contractors National Association. Jefferson ranked 3rd in 3A.
Get an off week after this, which is good as you get into region play. Finish off there. Obviously, that'll be a huge game there with Oconee County at the end.
Yep.
He's tall, young man. Got a quarterback there. Is committed to Kennesaw State. I went and watched him play.
I'd say he's pretty good this year's Monroe area.
Yes. Purple Hurricanes.
That's right. One of 3 Purple Hurricanes in our state. And now they'll bring McCall back on for the field goal. 26-yard attempt, and it's blocked. North Oconee just doing a little bit of everything. Second block kick of the night. One was a punt. This one, the Taylor McCall field goal. Let's try to see who got it.
Let me tell you something. That is
I believe that might have been Maddox Bryce again.
Let me tell you something.
It wasn't.
That's an effort play. That's an effort play by a team that has a lot of pride, that doesn't want to give up any points.
We'll make that our electrifying play of the half. Can we see it again? Because I want to make sure we see who got this one. That's actually going to be Dickerson. That's going to be Dallas Dickerson who blocked that. Kentucky committed wide receiver makes a big play on special teams. And it is an effort play. One of 2 blocks tonight for North Oconee. Faulkner will throw. Going back on offense. Complete to Logan Phelps. Now 6:25 to go in the game.
Illegal formation. 5 men in the backfield. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So penalty there on North Oconee, going to back them up. You made an interesting point a moment ago. And there was a study about this a few years ago back when Alabama was really rolling. All the SEC West teams that played them yearly wanted their bye before Alabama.
Yes.
But there was a strong case to be made when you looked at the teams that also lost the week after playing Alabama. Now at Georgia would be a similar situation too. When you look at that you may be better off taking your bye after the big game.
And let's finish this play, and I'll say that, and Georgia now is a part of that. The thinking always was, do not let Alabama beat you twice. Don't be beat up the next week. If you can get a bye after them, then it became into, okay, Georgia has these teams with Kirby Smart in those times. You're beat up after Georgia.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So you want the bye. Don't let that team beat you twice back to back.
And it's not just a mental hangover. You're physically
beat up.
It's not fun to play an incredibly physical team.
I talked to former Alabama All-American Mike Johnson this week, and he said that 2015 team, he wasn't on that, but 2015 team that came to Athens, he said, Rusty, that team hurt people.
Yeah.
That team hurt people.
That's true. You see a little jet sweep type handoff going to Doster. Knocked out of bounds.
Number 18, Landon Williams on the carry. Number 34.
What do you think tomorrow, Brandon? I know your heart is. Let me ask you, what do you think tomorrow? What do you anticipate?
I think it's going to be a game that's lower scoring than some are projecting right now.
I do too.
I think it's going to be a game in which, for Tennessee, Joey Aguilar is going to be in the spotlight in a way he has not been through 2 weeks.
Correct.
So far, the results for him have been good, but tomorrow's a day in which you're playing in place of a guy that was in the playoff a year ago. I think there's a lot on his shoulders. And for the entirety of the offseason, what Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs have said is, we want to run the ball better. We want to play better defense. For all the attention that Gunnar Stockton's getting, it's the Georgia rush defense, and I think the Georgia running game that's going to determine the outcome. And ultimately, in a closer than it's been.
Defense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Relatively low-scoring game. I'll take Georgia to win. But it's 38-10 here in 2023. I don't see that kind of margin for Georgia tomorrow if it does win.
And I went Joey Aguilar. I've been impressed. Okay, but I did a little deep dive on him this morning or yesterday. He threw 24 interceptions in 2 seasons at App State.
Good point.
He threw 24 interceptions, and tomorrow he hasn't been sacked one time this year. So if I'm Georgia, And I know you got to attack him. Obviously, Gunnar Stockton's got a lot to prove. I'll give you one more last stat. The last 3 years, Tennessee's had 32 offensive possessions. They've had 4 touchdowns.
Boy, that's a big number right there.
I mean, that's different. That's different player personnel.
Yeah,
that's different people. But schematically, that's how they played them. 32 offensive possessions, 4 touchdowns.
I tell you, got to watch for tomorrow is a guy we've had on TV throughout the years. That's Mike Matthews, the former Parkview receiver.
He'll keep me up tonight, I'm for sure.
I think he could be
extra gear.
That's right.
Smooth. Great kid. Great family.
Yeah, that's the thing is we had a chance to interview. I mean, you've interviewed him many times. You and I together had a chance to interview him at one of our Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic games a couple of years ago. I was really impressed with the young man. I really was impressed with him.
Spent some time with him in Nashville at an NIL event with his family, and just could not have been more impressed.
Faulkner now to keep. Spinning. Drop right there around the 30-yard line. Got about 3.
Say this. We talked about it earlier. 4A classification. Cambridge is beating another team that won the state championship last year. Cambridge is beating Calhoun now 35-21. That's just another team that's going to be a hard out in these brackets.
That's exactly right, because when we were talking about, and you mentioned this off the air, when we were talking about the 4A depth earlier, we didn't really get to Cambridge, but it's worth mentioning.
And they got a key receiver back, Hudson Cochera, young man that plays opposite of Craig Dandridge. He's come back now, has had 2 touchdowns tonight.
Keep in mind also Ware County undefeated in that division classification.
Talk about the swamp now. Those Gators.
Those are the Gators that I like.
I'm not going to talk about play. I'm not talking about brackets. I'm not going there. I'm not wishing anything. I'm enjoying it. And we're going to have a great game next week. Got Hebron Christian, defending state champ, playing Blessed Trinity. We get a chance to see David Jacobs next week.
That's a big one.
I'm anticipating some Georgia staff there. A little hint there on that.
I would not on an off week for Georgia. The fact they'll be out and about, not surprising.
They'll be out and about. Might be a little helicopter flying around the state of Georgia next week at some point.
That'll be something. For what we do, obviously talking to Georgia football on a daily basis, the next 2 weeks are either going to be really, really fun or
it's big for us.
the
quality of life for us, I'll say that. I've been there. The quality of life, man.
Not that our plight should concern the audience as you see a nice
throw. Great play.
And good coverage.
Great play.
Really nice job breaking that one up.
16.
That's Shine Parham that broke that up.
I like it.
They call him Pops.
Watch him close at the end.
That's a great play.
Great play, man. Fight through it.
And Travis Nolan had a great evaluation early this week. Said, hey, listen, this is a guy that runs really well. He's new to the position, so he looked green, a little inexperienced, but he just makes up for it by just being really long. And that was great length there to get an arm extended and break that up. That's the sort of thing that's going to show up for Jefferson region play.
They're going to be. Look, they know what they had to fight tonight, and you go to battle without your best player and impactful player as we finish up here the last few seconds.
I'm actually going to see it. Dalton Dye back to return again. Under a minute to go in regulation. Dye going to let it bounce and roll. And at this point in time, it's essentially all over here. Running clock will allow it to play its way down. Jefferson looks like they may send the offense back on here one more time, or we may have our final snap. Now, don't forget, plenty of post-game coverage coming up. Kayla gave you an interesting look in at City Park there, Bobby Gruen Field, where Gainesville trying to come back on Carrollton. We'll have you updates on that. We'll also have reaction around the state. But the score that matters for us, identical to a year ago, 35-0. North Oconee has come to Memorial Stadium and has beaten Jefferson here tonight. What a showing from the #1 ranked team in 4A, the defending state champions, and just as tough and out this year as they've been in the past. 29 seniors in total. A group of leaders that have really stepped up, Tyler Arndt says, as hungry this year as they were a year ago. You ask him, well, how are they still so hungry now that they have the state championship on the trophy case? He says they've gotten a taste of winning and they like it. And they know this year they're going to get everybody's best shot. But as we saw tonight, this North Oconee team capable of throwing some shots itself.
Yeah, and then listen, this is one of those regroups, but I could not have been more impressed with North Oconee. You see a team like this, and you know it's a well-oiled machine.
Tyler Arndt saying that the previous players that have come in, built this program up, these current players don't want to let them down. And obviously tonight they made him very proud. Speaking of Tyler Arndt, we'll get our chance to hear from him coming up in just a couple of moments here. No doubt a happy coach. Tremendous performance by North Oconee. Also great sportsmanship to see the handshake line taking place here. A beautiful thing to be able to see.
Yeah, both teams heading toward that one locker room.
Almost shades of the big house in Ann Arbor.
Oh man, they getting that tunnel up there. There's been some rumblings in that tunnel, hasn't it?
Hopefully nothing like that here, and I suspect there won't be. Honestly, I was impressed by the sportsmanship all night long. You got two very competitive teams, and obviously a lot of very prideful players on both sides in both uniforms. Yeah, I thought tonight's game was crisply played. I thought there was a lot of sportsmanship on the field tonight, and that's a great thing to be able to see. We are hoping to catch up with Tyler Arndt. So why don't we do this? Let's take a commercial break. We'll come back and talk to Tyler Arndt after that. Kaylee Manziel will be standing by with him. Let's take a quick commercial timeout before then, though.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation. Unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
What happens after you graduate? Will you go to the next level? Will people have your back in the heat of battle? Will you still train like a champion in the pursuit of greatness? You will when you become an IBEW electrical worker. Join our team. Visit IBEW613.org.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting six figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back. We're going to do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
We saw some squirrels were trying to get into the attic. I hear those squirrels still scampering through because I didn't go through those services initially.
Our job is to go up there and figure out where they're getting in and trap and remove and get those unwanted guests out. But then the next big step is not just seal the entry point where the critter got in, but seal the entire roof line. The most common mistake is only sealing the entry point you see.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bust.
Welcome back, everybody. 35-0, our final. North Oconee beats Jefferson. Obviously, a very happy Titans team, and Tyler Arndt has been with his team and giving them some final messages after tonight's win, and we're going to catch up with him in a moment. Then it's post-game show coverage coming up after that. Reaction from all around the state here tonight. And obviously a lot of talk about this big North Oconee win. Of course, speaking of big games, next week about Blessed Trinity against Hebron Christian. Hebron Christian, a state championship team. And with that, we will go down and say hello to Kaylee Manziel here right now.
All right, and now welcome to our Winning Coaches interview presented by the Gwinnett County Sheriff's Office. I'm joined by Tyler Arndt. I think it was maybe early in the fourth quarter. It was 4th and 3rd. It looked like Jefferson was going to score. And then I look over and you're lighting your team up in the huddle. I couldn't hear what you were saying, but I wanted to ask about it if you're willing to tell me.
I honestly can't remember right now. I get so in the moment.
It may have been something to do with we didn't have the right formation. I can't remember exactly what it may have been, but they know the standard and they know how we're expecting to play. And, you know, I don't care what the score is. We're still going to uphold ourselves to the same standard.
All right, well, now as you get closer and closer to region play, you know, what are some of the things that you feel like you learned about your team tonight that you can take with you as you get closer to that?
Yeah, I mean, it was a physical battle. We knew that going in. We expected it to be a 48-minute game. I got a lot of respect for Coach Nolan and the program that he has and what they've put together. But, you know, we got a lot of heart. Our kids play really hard, and I think that showed up tonight on the field.
Yeah, I completely agree. It couldn't have been more evident. Congratulations to you, Coach.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, now we've got our MVP tonight. This is our Robbie Hunter MVP presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. None other than Kamari Brooks. So first thing that we're going to have you do, this is our Kroger game ball. It has been signed by all of our MVPs this far. You're one of the first people to be on it, and as you're committed to the University of Georgia, I imagine that you're going to have to get a lot of practice in on this autograph, so I'm curious to see what it looks like. That actually might be the best one that we've had this far. So we also have a piece of hardware that we're going to give to you. This is for you to keep. So I know at the collegiate level you're going to play edge, but you do everything for this team. You run the ball, you catch. What's that like transitioning and adjusting to the speed of the game, going back and forth between offense and defense?
It's fun. You know, the first time I did it, my sophomore year, I was really tired, you know, gassed. I haven't really done it much, but as I've done it more and more, I've kind of got fun. And, you know, they trusted me, the coaches trust me to be able to do that. So I feel like on and on it's gotten better and it's fun to do.
And it's crazy for me, too, because I see a lot of players that play both sides of the ball, but I don't know if I've ever seen somebody of your size also play wide receiver and running back. So I just want to say that's really impressive to see in itself.
Yeah, it is. I feel like the coaches trust me, like I said. Yeah. I feel like I showed that this 7-on-7, that I may be able to do that, but also give my best effort on defense, which I would say where my team needs it the most. So, but they trusted me, and I go get the job done when it needs to be done.
And I know this wasn't a region match, but clearly it meant a lot to the community. What did this mean win for you?
It was a big win versus a really good football team. I feel like we came out and do what we need to do, play physical, you know, ran the game plan. We had a lot of mistakes, but I feel like in the end we came out 35-0. Did a big win, but we got to go clean some things up for next week.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, when we come back, we're going to have our offensive and defensive players of the game.
This is the home of the GOATs, Friday Night Lights, and home of the Ballers. This is home of the Gamers. Peachtree Sports Network is the home of the Hustlers and home of the Speed Junkies. The Peach State plays here. Atlanta's home of live local sports is Peachtree Sports Network.
Okay, going back to one.
This industry is my life. The Georgia film industry feeds my children, and it feeds my dreams, which are two very important things. The film community is a real vital ecosystem. You can make a living in it in an incredible town.
Real jobs, real impact. Support Georgia Films. Visit whygeorgia.com.
Welcome back. I'm now joined by our players of the game. This is our offensive player of the game presented by Body Armor, Harrison Faulkner, and our defensive player of the game presented by Body Armor, who's going to be Charlie Hawkins. This was a loud environment. I've never been here in that quarterback position with all the noise going on. How do you find yourself staying focused?
You know, kind of just zone in. Got 10 other guys out there to help me out, so it wasn't too hard. Got my coaches over there. It was just laser focus, just between the white lines.
Something I found out right at the end of this game, since 2011, Jefferson has only been shut out twice, once tonight and once when y'all played them last year. What does that say about this defense that y'all have at North Oconee?
You know, we just pride ourselves on being fast and physical. You know, it takes all 11, and we all just come out, do our jobs, and, you know, get the job done.
I think one thing that really stands out to me about you is how well you see the field and how much patience you have, and I know a lot of that comes from work with the offensive line. So just talk about your connection and your trust within that group.
Oh, yeah, they did a heck of a job tonight. we go out eat every Tuesday, you know. They do a heck of a job every practice. I have a lot of trust in them. A lot back from last year. Some new guys, too. They've been playing really well, so they help me out so much. I mean, I couldn't repay them for what they do every day, really.
One thing I know about this Jefferson team, they run the ball. You're going to come here, they're going to run the ball. What was the plan for stopping the run, and how do you feel like you guys executed that tonight?
You know, like I said, we pride ourselves. It's a habit for us to be physical. So we came out here. We knew they were going to try to run the ball down our throats. We came out, had a good week of practice, prepared for it, and, you know, just shut them down.
Guys, congratulations to y'all. I really do think you'll have a chance to run it back, so good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, guys, when we come back, we're going to have scores from all across the state, so we'll give it up to the studio.
Looks like football is back. And Good Morning Football Overtime says,
Bring it on! You tell them, KB.
Introducing the new faces, returning legends, exclusive access with every team on and off the field. So yeah, it's time to unleash your fandom.
Roar indeed.
Because football is back.
Weekdays at 10 on Peachtree Sports Network.
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing we do to keep us focused.
What do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and help your mental health.
Michael Harris does it again. Because being the best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
You have to see it. You have to hear it. You have to experience next-gen TV to believe it. With unmatched 4K clarity, breathtaking color, and movie theater quality sound. And now, watch and play free games with Game Loop. It's all free, over the air, now. Make your next TV a next-gen TV. Visit atlantanewsfirst.com/nextgen to learn more. Welcome back to the Georgia High School postgame show, presented by Smart Local 85. Sheet metal is a smart move.
We're back at the Georgia High School postgame show, sponsored by Smart Local 85 at the Breda Pest Management Sports Desk. I'm your host, Landon Knight, alongside Craig Sager and Hayden Gilbert. And guys, I think that tonight's game was a lot quicker than we thought it was going to be. It definitely flew by tonight. Earlier this week, we had the opportunity to speak to North Oconee head coach, Coach Arndt, and he told us that he thought that it was going to be a difficult atmosphere for North Oconee to play in tonight, but North Oconee made it look like the opposite. He said that the goal for North Oconee was overall just going to be to win more moments than Jefferson did tonight, and I feel like that's exactly what they did. How do you guys feel about the game overall?
Yeah, well, you said it was homecoming for Jefferson. It's a tough place to play. But to me, North Oconee, they won the first ever state title last year, but that can be tough for some teams. Once you finally get over the hump, how are you going to handle having the target on your back? But I have tons of confidence in what the Titans are doing, and you just saw it tonight. This is the same group of core players from last year. They are physically more mature. They look like they're handling the moments better. You're seeing the offense very well balanced. Harrison Faulkner is making better decisions. He's passing the ball extremely well. We saw him work with his legs, 4 touchdown passes. They just made it look easy. I thought Jefferson did play tough. They tried to stick with them the whole time, but North Oconee, just from the start of this season, has really shown they're the team to beat in Class 4A, and just seeing how much more, I guess, physically dominant they are this year. It's almost like North Oconee is a team that should be in that conversation as one of the better teams in the state, regardless of class.
Yeah, I think when you look at this game, this is going to be one game that you look back on and go, wow. Jefferson's a really good football team. This is a team that made the state finals in 3A last year, and they just got dominated for the second year in a row by this North Oconee team. I mean, 35-0 both seasons. This year they come out and it never felt like a game. It felt like North Oconee was really imposing their will from the first snap to the last snap. I get that Max Brown got hurt I'm hoping that he's okay and that he's back next week. But I don't think that made a huge difference in this game. It felt like, especially on the defensive side of the ball, that North Oconee was kind of able to impose their will on the Jefferson offensive line, and everything that you don't really want to see if you're Jefferson, North Oconee was able to do. Now, it's nothing bad about Jefferson. I think that's a really good football team. They're going to have a great season. But this North Oconee team with Kamari Brooks, Dallas Dickerson, was just able to really show how good they are. And for the third time this year, they shut out their opponent. They've only given up 7 points the entire season. That was in garbage time. I think against Dalton. I'm really excited to see what North Oconee can do. I have full faith they make it all the way back to the state championship game.
Yeah, and Hayden, you were talking about this shutout. Jefferson's not a team that gets shut out very often. Last year it was also 35-0. Before that, Jefferson hadn't been shut out since 2011. And so when I look at this game, it's like, what stands out more to me? Is it North Oconee's exceptional defense, or is it the offense that we're really starting to see dominant? I thought tonight they handled the third and longs very well. That was maybe their only weak spot last year. Sometimes in third downs they looked a little panicked. Tonight they're able to add tempo to the offense, use Kamari Brooks in a lot of ways, just in motion, in the flats, and they have a lot of playmakers that can just spark big plays after the catch. So they aren't having to really be too aggressive, but they're still imposing their will offensively.
No, I think when you look at someone like, not a name we knew going into tonight, not a name that I knew. I knew about Braxton Goolsby, I knew about Dallas Dickerson. Charlie Hawkins was probably Faulkner's favorite target tonight. Everything you saw about him was, hey, this is another big wide receiver. This is another person that's really hard to stop. And that just adds a fourth major target to this team.
Yeah, and I just want to give Coach Arndt and that entire North Oconee staff a ton of credit. You just saw in every phase, they're just well prepared. This is going to be a team that is fun to watch the rest of the year.
And now we will hear from Brandon Adams from Dog Nation, who was at the game tonight. Brandon, thank you for joining us.
It's great to be with you guys.
Just talk to us a little bit about the atmosphere overall tonight in that stadium for Jefferson's homecoming. Clearly, North Oconee had a big win. Just what was the atmosphere like?
Well, I think for Rusty and Manziel and me both, I think we will say that the big atmosphere games are really our favorite part about high school football. We love the great players, but when you put great players in a great environment, it's obviously that much better. And really, tonight it was as good as anything I think we'll see this year. Both sides, the Jefferson side, of course, completely full. They were here early. Their students were a big part of our pregame show tonight. The North Oconee fans, not a long trip for them. It's a bit of a rivalry, if you want to think of it that way. Obviously, a lot of these players know each other just because of the relatively close proximity between the two schools. So North Oconee showed up in big numbers tonight too. And then, prior to the game, when you had everybody making noise, there was, a lot of buzz in here. And unfortunately, as has been mentioned, the Max Brown injury on the first play from scrimmage, that's obviously a really important two-way player. Commit to Clemson. His brother Sammy Brown's one of the all-time greats in Jefferson program history. And that injury, I think, pretty clearly took a lot of the air out of the balloon. Now, listen, it was going to be a tough climb tonight for Jefferson no matter what. I think everybody understands that. But whatever chance of winning the game, keeping it close, giving yourself a chance to make a play late, a lot of that was taken away when Max Brown went off and just couldn't believe it happened on the first play of the game. Obviously, just really, really bad luck for Jefferson. But you hope he's okay because it obviously gives you a chance to, if he can come back, then I think the Jefferson is still one of the top teams in 3A, and a team that, based on some of the other guys we saw tonight, could be making noise all year long.
And Brandon, clearly Harrison Faulkner, North Oconee quarterback, had a great game tonight. What were you most impressed about from his performance?
Well, I'll tell you, and sometimes my memory fades. Maybe, Craig's got probably a better memory sometimes than I do. I think this may be the best quarterback performance we've seen thus far this year in our drive for the GHSA state title. I hope I'm not forgetting an obvious one, but I thought that Faulkner was great tonight. He's clearly very competent with his legs, but he's also very patient. And, man, almost every throw from him tonight was right there on the money. As has already been mentioned, Charlie Hawkins became a bit of a favorite target tonight, but Kamari Brooks also had 2 touchdowns receiving, and he spread the ball around pretty well. But more than anything, just really obviously the son of a coach. He plays that way, going through his progressions, finding the open man, and really putting the football in a oftentimes, sometimes even in a tight window where the receiver has a chance to catch it, Georgia Southern would certainly appear to be getting a very good quarterback in the future when it comes to Harrison Faulkner right now.
Yeah, and Brandon, I want to talk a little bit more about Harrison. I saw him play a lot last season, and I wasn't really critical, but one of the things I noticed is he would retreat in the pocket a ton, and he would still make plays, but it seemed like he was maybe running around a lot, trying to improvise. He looks like he's standing confident in the pocket, understands the offense a lot better. He's got a ton of targets around him. Did you sense that his pocket presence just looked night and day maybe compared to recent years?
Well, I would say that it would certainly make sense, and if there's a reason that's true, this is the North Oconee team that brings back 4 of its 5 starting offensive linemen from last year. So obviously pocket confidence comes with how well the pocket's going to hold up for you. And I think he's a pretty big believer in his offensive line right now. So if he is standing a little taller, if he is willing to be a little bit more patient, step into some throws, trusting that offensive line, which clearly got the job done tonight, if he is more confident, it may be his offensive line that he's actually showing confidence in right now.
And then North Oconee, just several seasons ago, this is the team that was still trying to build up and make those deep runs of the playoffs. What impressed you just with the level of focus from this team and what Coach Arndt and his staff have done?
Well, well, first of all, Coach Arndt's doing an awesome job, and it's not just Kamari Brooks on defense. Now, it could almost be just Kamari Brooks because that's how good of a player he is, but I thought they got pass rush tonight with players other than just Brooks. I thought the secondary held up very well tonight as well. You saw 2 different interceptions tonight, so I thought they held up very well. One of the things that Arndt will tell you is they're not the biggest defense, but they like to move around. They like to create havoc with the pieces that they do have. And tonight, I thought that game plan worked out really well. I mean, what is it? We're now, 4 games in the season for them. They've given up a total of only 7 points. So pretty clearly they've got defensive pieces, and it's more than just Kamari Brooks.
Brandon, talk to me about one of the more underrated players on this team that I thought made a major impact in JT Doster, the starting running back for Oconee County. Never felt like you could get him down. Just a really powerful runner. What did you see from him?
Well, I think tonight was as he's been advertised to be. This is not the guy that's going to necessarily run away from you. He's not the elusive scat back type. He likes to create contact. He seeks contact, wants to run through tackles, and I think one of the things that creates is a really good pair, and really Bryce to the running backs a little bit the same way. The physical running style they bring paired with what is really a very athletic quarterback and Faulkner, it's probably a good matchup for each other because if you're obviously, keying on the interior run game, then obviously that creates an opportunity for Faulkner on the outside. But that's a really tough physical guy who likes bouncing off tacklers, likes running through arm tackling. You have to do more than that to get him on the ground. Good, tough, hard physical runner.
Then talk to me about some of these other wide receivers that they lost from last year. Last year they lost Landon Roldan, one of the better wide receivers in the state, Georgia commit. And it felt like they were going to miss him, but there's so many weapons on this team. Goolsby, Charlie, Kamari Brooks, just so many weapons. What'd you see from that?
Well, obviously, when you lose Landon Roldan and the player that he became before his career came to an end, that's clearly a loss. And the one thing that Arndt said to us this week is they felt like they had really good receivers. Now, maybe not a Landon Roldan. That's, although they do have, the Kentucky commit. But he said that they probably rotated more at wide receiver in the early going this season than maybe have in the past, just because that may be reflective of their overall depth. So there's certainly no shortage of options. Dickerson is going to be the name that people probably think about a lot, but tonight was a big game for Hawkins. I had him for 5 catches and a touchdown. And you got to come out, as you said, got to count Kamari Brooks in that passing game too. So it certainly looks like they're going to spread the ball around, and maybe even more so with more guys getting more touches than you might would have seen on last year's state championship team.
So, Brandon, when we spoke to Coach Nolan earlier this week, he told us that Jefferson was going to find out a lot about their identity as a team facing North Oconee this week. So before they see West Hall next week, what are the main adjustments that you would like to see from them?
Well, a lot of that's going to depend on how healthy Max Brown is. And I know this may sound trite, but I thought that there was some stuff to like from Jefferson here tonight. They got a few wins getting their defense off the field against North Oconee, especially to begin the second half. That was a momentum opportunity. I think for all the attention we're going to give Max Brown and the hope that he returns healthy, I tell you, when you look at what Chance Payne is in the secondary for Jefferson right now, that's an outstanding player. Obviously a power 4 level cornerback. That's a guy that's put up big numbers already. My guess is defensively they're going to try to lean on him as much as they can. And, ultimately they want to be a tough, hard-nosed running team too. They play with a lot of fullback. They have the traditional old school tight ends that function like extra blockers. And I think that is going to be a lot more successful against 3A competition as they step into their own classification here. And I think they're a team that has a chance to still make a deep playoff run. I'm telling you right now, this North Oconee team is just a grizzly bear to deal with. And some of what's going to work for you the rest of the season, it's just going to have a hard time working against the North Oconee. And I think a lot of folks in this community probably to a degree knew that. You don't see a lot of seniors and, bringing back a good bit from what they had a year ago. This is just right now maybe the look of a special North Oconee team. I really do think, especially if Max Brown comes back healthy, which we all hope that he does, I really do think that Jefferson's still going to be a threat to win a region, hosting playoff games, and maybe making a deep run in the postseason too.
And Brandon, Kamari Brooks, just physically out there on the field, he stands out almost like a Elias Williams. He's so physically gifted. Last year, he kind of burst to the scene, had a great run in the playoffs, really got on the map. But what impressed you just tonight, seeing his involvement offensively, defensively, and just the physical presence he has?
Well, when you watch him on offense, you can tell his basketball background. He almost post up, would be past defenders. He'll use his body, he'll post him up, and then that'll create the opportunity for him to make the catch. He really did that to a degree on both the touchdowns that he had tonight. And as my colleague Rusty Manziel kept saying, the other thing you see from him is defensively, I had him for at least 2 deflections. He may have had more, but I had him for at least 2, is that he's very long with the wingspan. And that obviously travels when it comes to the edge rusher, coming from that Sam linebacker position. If you can't get the sack and you get the hand up, can you create the deflection? And he certainly did plenty of that. He won tonight with an interior move. That's something that's so difficult to stop when there's the change of direction. You come back inside, not quite on a spin, but just using that leverage back to the inside to get to the quarterback. He seems to have a bit of a repertoire to him. I think this is a chance that, clearly he's one of the best defensive players in the state right now, but a guy also at the next level at Georgia, I think he's going to have a chance to be a big part of what Georgia does defensively in future years.
And then, Brandon, I wanted to ask you about Harrison Luke, son of Matt Luke, Clemson offensive line coach. Really hasn't been a major part of this team in the past years, but is now really coming into his own and is becoming a really major prospect.
Yeah, I think they obviously like him a lot, and it's interesting how many current coaches, how many players on North Oconee have dads who are coaching somewhere, whether it be on the North Oconee staff. That's true in the case of Hawkins and Pollock, or guys like, Matt Luke's son, Buster Faulkner's son. There is a lot of second-generation football on this North Oconee team, and they play like that. And you can talk to anybody about Luke, they'll tell you he plays like a guy whose dad is a coach, and they lean on that leadership. It's one of the reasons why I think that Coach Arndt right now is so happy with the leadership that he's getting, is because a lot of these guys have seen good football. And, he said this week that the players that are now getting their big opportunity, they don't want to let those previous generations of North Oconee players down, because they feel like they built this program into the powerhouse that it's become. And this team, as we're told, wants to be the group to make sure it keeps right on going. Well, tonight it certainly kept on going. And as you said, Luke was a big part of that.
And then we talked a little bit about Jefferson moving forward after this game. How do you think Jefferson has to come out of this game? They play in a really tough region with both Oconee County and Cherokee Bluff. Both those teams are traditionally good. Cherokee Bluff still looks really good this season. How do you come out of this game after a really disappointing game and be ready for those big matchups later in the season?
Well, I believe, if I remember correctly, looking at the Jefferson schedule, I believe they have the off week after tonight, which leads into region play. And I think if you can get that off week after a game like this, I do think that just gives you a chance to refresh, to recharge, and to you know to be a healthier version of yourself. So I think kind of flush the system and be ready to move into region play. But I really think, assuming that Max Brown is healthy, that's what it's going to come down to. And it was a little bit hard to see him. He was obviously disappointed tonight to have this game taken away from him, but he was standing up. He was not, he seemed to be walking around okay. Maybe that's a good sign. I am not a medical expert, but assuming he's okay, I think that not only will Jefferson be looking at some of the games you just mentioned against, Oconee or Cherokee Bluff, but I think those teams will also be looking very closely at Jefferson too.
Well, Brandon, thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate more insight from the North Oconee versus Jefferson game.
Yeah, great to be with you guys and appreciate your coverage.
We will be right back after the break to hear from Ben Walk from 247 Sports. Don't go anywhere.